Stay connected through The Link. Each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Breeze 93.9 FM is all about playing your favorite hits through the ages, bringing you back to the best times of your life. Listen to the Top Hit Takeover every weekday from 4 to 5 p.m. as the Docomo Pacific team and their special guests share their favorites with you each month. Listen as they play guest DJ with a special theme and get in all the takeover action yourself by sharing your favorites on our Instagram account. Brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Chris and Sabrina with The Link. Here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Oh, sinja uli di sombran zalten mak et zu ita saluda antes diu hum niga Radzaudzan malak estrezas durante todo memu a nogi distancia como kupugi palu zaniman malak guafi Ikonum nasugi airi prebatu la noci nai banderata gaigi pues atan fanni bandera kau Esta pagua pumalapa Gilo tanu man libri Sentanu iti man ko badi
Samoru purita nota kantai matu nanyagi todu ilugat parai honra parai gloria abibai la sin parat parai honra parai gloria abibais la sin parat todo e tempo e paz para hita dan gini langit na bendition concai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon concai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon Oversight
Beautiful day out there, Jason. Solace.
Can we just go outside? Look at that shot by Joseph.
Oh man, wow.
Let's just stay. Either at the risk of being rude, Joseph, just stay outside, or let's go outside and meet him. Let's go look at that.
Wow. The pink and is that turquoise? Is that what you call turquoise? Or we call it teal now?
Yeah.
Wow. Harmon's not the prettiest village, but you can see the sky in it. Right on. That's Joe, sir, with our sunrise cam. We don't get much of a sunrise here in Hutman, but we'll share with you guys what we have. Good morning, Link Fam. It's Tuesday, December 14th.
We hope all of you guys who are enjoying the snow, shoveling the snow, putting salt on the snow. I think it's too early to actually put salt on the snow, but especially to those of you affected by the tornadoes and everything. We hope that shot of the wonderful Guam skyline brought you some peace and everything. We're going to talk about the tornadoes when we get the news and everything. But a lot of our commenters were already saying it. Debbie, Mama Bear, said she's doing all right and her family's okay. But there are some people out there that really, really were devastated by those tornadoes.
Right.
So prayers to everybody out there.
And I know Jay's going to have some of that in the news. Of course, our show brought to you by Pacific Points, Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Good morning, Facebook Live and The Breeze. We're KUAM FM Magana, Guam. It's 6:26 this morning on the link.
How are you guys doing today?
How are you doing?
I had a hard time getting up, actually. I mean,
really? No way. You?
I mean, I was here at the normal time and everything like that, but normally I can just
What do you mean you had a hard time getting up? Elaborate.
I can just I'll just pop up and I'll be ready to go and
Yeah.
Hair, shave, underarm, and good to go. Right? This morning I was a dragon a little bit.
Really? Why? Why do you think that is? What did you do different yesterday?
Last night I had sushi, so it's not like I'm weighed down. So I had a reasonable dinner.
That's always good when you have a reasonable dinner.
I watched the season finale of Succession on HBO Max, which was mind blowing. Do you watch Succession?
I don't.
It's the best show. It's the best show on streaming right
now. Is that the one
with Brian Cox and you may recognize him?
Don't really watch many shows, Jay.
Yeah.
We're living in a show. Getting all the show I need. Yeah. So you want, and then what? Did you go to bed late or something?
No, and then I just went to sleep, and I was like, oh.
Okay, so
I exercised well yesterday. So
yeah, you did. What'd you do?
I just did about an hour of cardio.
Nice. Yep. That's good. I don't know. Maybe it's just a fluke thing. Maybe it's because Sabrina's on leave and you feel a little more anxious because you're carrying a heavier load.
No, I mean it's
I had a interesting morning too because I got blood work this morning, so I had to do that fasting thing. So I haven't had any coffee.
Wait, where'd you get blood work done at?
I'm getting it done this morning.
Oh, you're getting it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously I can't go during the show because Bree's on leave. So so I normally do a Tuesday workout, but then I did a Monday workout yesterday morning, just to get in the gym because it was a long weekend, and then I did my Tuesday workout yesterday afternoon. So.
Oh, so you did 2 a days.
Well, I didn't mean to, but so I'm just trying to prep because I got this big appointment on Wednesday and I've been out here hey, everybody, I'm on this journey and working out and I'm eating good, and I feel like if I don't have this crazy good doctor's appointment tomorrow, then, I'm a big fat failure. So anyway, I'm taking it serious. And I was fasting last night. I didn't know, I forgot when you're supposed to fast from. I think is it midnight?
For blood work. Is it anything after midnight or is it just
I think it's midnight.
Hours?
I hope it's midnight.
The 3 rules were what? Don't
I hope it's midnight.
Don't feed you after midnight.
Don't get me wet
don't
after
get
midnight.
You wet and no bright light.
Nope, you don't want me to get wet after midnight.
So you are actually half Chamorro, half Howley, and half Mogwai.
Okay, so I want to talk about that
You're
this
half
week.
Mogwai.
I'm going to talk about this week. I got my DNA test results. Did I tell you about that?
No, what'd you do, 23andMe?
I did 23andMe, yeah.
Oh, no, I got my mom actually 23andMe for Christmas.
Did she do it?
Yeah, and nothing really revelatory came out of it, but, it was
yeah, well, so I'm going to talk about this week because I want to send you all the graphics and stuff. But yes, hold on, we had a question here. Apologies for asking. Never be sorry for asking a question. Like my late grandmother used to say, if you're shy, you don't try.
There you go.
Always ask here. And the question coming in the comments, Rosemary LaGuardia, apologies for asking this early. When did the governor announce to the people that she's no longer following PCOR 1234? I don't think it was ever announced. I think they just
Stop.
they just quit referring to it. I don't even know what PCOR. Nothing makes sense, guys. First of all, if you just accept that nothing makes sense, then you're gonna be okay, Rosemary. I think we're in. God, and we're the media.
I think we're in PCOR 3.
I believe we're in PCOR 3.
Because remember, lower is worse. Lower means like the situation is very, very serious.
Right, yeah. But I think we've been in PCOR 3 even during the surge when all of our Manumco were dying. And tragically, we had a couple more deaths reported yesterday, right?
Yeah.
An 83-year-old.
And a 44-year-old.
Right, that's so sad.
Both female, so. Yeah.
And when I see something like an 83-year-old unvaccinated, to me it means maybe they were sick and probably didn't want to take the vaccine or for whatever reason. But yeah, she doesn't really refer to the PCOR system because they're not going by it. They went and during this pandemic, they put out these rules for us to follow and these standards for us to measure. And then they kind of threw them out the window because they didn't fit in the pegs that they were trying to, right? It was like the standards were a circle and they were trying to shove a star-shaped peg in there or, whatever. Just didn't fit. So back in the beginning of the pandemic, they came out with these pandemic conditions of readiness, right? And then PCOR 4 was only supposed to be achieved if we had a vaccine. Remember? And at the time they came out with these PCORs, it was like,
Wait,
God.
Was it a vaccine or that the virus was completely eradicated from?
I think it was a vaccine. I want to say it was a vaccine because I remember the time it came out, I was thinking like, are they ever going to come out with a vaccine? That's crazy. When's this ever going to end? And here we are today with not just vaccines and boosters,
for
but
polio,
still.
it took like over a decade until they had a polio vaccine,
Right,
and then polio was eradicated for the most part.
But with this thing, it's like we're on COVID-19, so there's been like 18 other COVIDs, right?
Yeah, I talked to like 3 people yesterday who either DM'd me.
That's a busy day for you.
Yeah, well, no, electronically, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. But they actually reached out and they're like, hey, we saw the interview that you and Chris did with Dr. Annette David, and they were like, that angle that she took, she's like, I agree with what you guys were saying. We've never heard that before. And if you missed it yesterday, Dr. Annette David, an epidemiologist, was saying, she goes, maybe if you want to figure out how to live your life like for the next like several months, think about the virus from the virus's standpoint. And if this virus, in the interest of self-preservation, it should not, cause very, very severe conditions in the host because then itself would burn out.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, but that was, and a lot of people they're like, wow, that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, they weren't saying this is the word that came down from on high and Moses had the tablet and like look at that, but they were like that was interesting perspective that they've not considered.
Yeah. Yeah, so nothing was announced via executive order, but what the governor did say yesterday, and it was kind of like she didn't, make a big announcement. It was just an interview. The media caught her at the Inalahan pool, and she said that she was considering lifting the social gathering restrictions for Christmas, and that was supposed to happen via executive order on Friday.
Yeah.
And so right now, the social gathering, it's 25 vaccinated indoor and...
Is it 10?
For outdoor, it's like the unvaccinated can only eat outside.
Yeah.
I know you got that in the news. Yeah, so he's got that in the news. So there was... but she did reference the CAR score, which I thought was interesting. Because you have Dr. Berg, who said, on this show and another... He came on the show like one time. That was it. But he's saying, we're not really paying attention to the CAR score. But the governor in the interview yesterday, I wish we could play that. She had said we were at a CAR score of like 40 whatever, and now it's down to...
News,
yeah, okay, good. Okay. So the PCORs, I don't think we're going by that. There's a lot we're not really going by anymore. So I don't know. That's the situation. I believe we're in PCOR 3. We should have to do a trivia contest. Guess the PCOR.
Instead of pin the tail on the donkey.
Right. Jay, we have a comment here. Elizabeth Agagi says, looking handsome in your outfit, Jason.
Oh, thank you, Liz.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
We have a birthday as well. Where's this here?
Yeah, Glenn had a birthday shout out.
Right.
Oh, by the way, so while Chris looks that up, I hope you guys watch Glenn's Holiday Eats.
Do we still have that? We should play it again.
Okay.
For breakfast.
Yeah, we can do.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so we hope you guys, took notes. Watch Glenn. By the way, Glenn said his nephew actually did the camera work on that.
Yeah.
Your nephew, right, Glenn? Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was chatting with me afterwards.
Yeah.
And then he goes, that was all one take. He was really, really good. You and I have
That
done
was
this
like
before.
Christopher Nolan level, one shot.
Yeah. Okay, and for people like us, Chris and I have been doing the news and Josters, like working behind the scenes like for years and years. When you are put in like a kitchen situation where you have to like show everything and everything's happening like in
Pretty
real
tough,
time and you
yeah.
really have to like narrate it's not easy.
Nope.
And Glenn pulled that off beautifully.
He did, and that cake was so good, man.
Yeah. So
Right,
please,
Joe?
everybody,
Joe?
go. It's on YouTube right now. It's on our
Do we have any of that cake left? Because after my appointment, I want to eat a piece of cake. After.
No, you got to. Yeah, I was gonna say you got to get ready for Wednesday.
Yeah, after the appointment. 6:34. Yeah, John Netty Dog comments in. It's my birthday. And do we have another birthday shout out, Jay?
Glenn did one right off the top of the show. It's like way back.
Thank you, Facebook Live, guys. Something you want to talk about or whatever, just put it in the comments, and we'll be sure to get to it. Glenn Lujan, where you at, Glenn? Yeah,
I think you got that in the comments, right, sir? It's under.
All
this,
right, Marie Tenorio and Jason Chargaloff. Okay, so here we go. Ready?
Okay, so Marie Tenorio, John Netadog, and
Jason Chargaloff. Okay, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear John Netadog and Maria
Tenorio and Jason Chargaloff. Happy birthday to you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless
John Netadog and
Marie
Maria
Tenorio and bro Jason Chargaloff and everyone else whose birthday it is today too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful day, guys.
All right, 6:36. Let's
Hey.
go ahead and yeah, Jay.
Hey, you know what? And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want, you know how we always say we Christmas ourselves?
Yeah.
If you want to birthday yourself, nothing wrong with that. Just go to KUM.com and click on birthdays in the top, and I will read your birthday shout out for tonight on the news. We'll
Right.
put your picture, give you like and you could also win a ice cream cake from Cold Stone Creamery. I could actually use one of those right now.
Oh god, that'd be so good.
Oh, the strawberry ice cream cakes, they are
that is
divine.
good stuff. 6:37 Pacific Points brings you our first look at the news with Jason Solis. He's in for Sabrina Solis-Mantanani, who was on leave this week. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, and a lot happening on the island this morning, Guam. But unfortunately, please join us in offering our heartfelt sympathies as we grieve this island morning on a Tuesday. 2 more COVID-19 related fatalities, as Chris said at the top of the show. The 268th COVID-19 related fatality was an 83-year-old female who was unvaccinated and had underlying health conditions. She passed away at Guam Regional Medical City here in Dededo on December 7th. And then the 269th person to pass away from coronavirus occurred at GMH in Tamuning 2 days later on December 9th. She was 44 years old, unvaccinated and had underlying health conditions. The island's CAR score, as we were just discussing, the metric that assesses infectiousness throughout the community, is down 0.2 of a point to 0.5 after 17 new positive cases were confirmed from public test sites and private clinics yesterday. In rather alarming news, you want to be aware of unusual and unexpected messages and phone calls for over the next several days, as reports of suspicious messages from local, domestic, and unusual or unexpected international area codes are being monitored for local authorities. These suspicious messengers or called could purport several types of scams. Now, you want to pay attention to this. If you see any of this stuff, please report it to the authorities. These could be program assistance for paying medical bills, claims that you have won a lottery or a sweepstakes, claims that your social security number has been flagged, air quotes, claims offering to lower credit card interest rates, and offering to help start a business, or claims requesting donations for charities. Now, you know the way these things happen, everybody. They say you got something happened, some good fortune may be coming your way, and they say they need to qualify your identification or your credit card. Please report those to the authorities. Remember, they come from unusual or unexpected international area codes. If you see some message coming in that you don't really, that isn't in your contact list or that you're unfamiliar with and everything, do what we do here. Just take the area code, Google it, try and find out. And if you feel that it could be possibly be bogus, please report it to the Civil Defense. As you heard yesterday in other news from Mayor's Council of Guam President Jesse Allig, the best nativity scene in all of Guam this year is in the village of Santa Rita and Sumay. Every village was tasked with building the Belen display depicting the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Agenia Heights and Mongong Totomaiti both tied for second place. Good job. And Mingilao came in third. Congratulations to all of the villages for outstanding nativity scenes and wonderful Belens. Let's go back to the newsroom now, where we have Hannah Devanzo, who is standing by, and she has the rest of your morning news headlines.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa and good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Devanzo with your headlines here on The Link. Christmas could be a little more crowded as Governor Lou Leon Guerrero announces her intention to lift social gathering restrictions by Friday through an executive order. The governor said COVID numbers have been good over the last several weeks and attributed low case counts to the people of Guam being compliant and cooperative.
You know, we have gone from a CAR score of 46 to now CAR score of 0.7 in a matter of 2 months. Of course, I am very sad of all those that have lost their lives to this virus, but we're doing everything we can to prevent from other lives being lost. So I encourage and I really persuade people to go out there and get their third dose of vaccination, as it'll just better protect our people.
The governor reiterating that although getting vaccinated or the booster doesn't protect you 100% from getting COVID or the Omicron variant, the vaccination does protect you from the severity of the virus. Current restrictions for social gatherings are 25 fully vaccinated individuals for indoor and 75 for outdoor gatherings, provided no more than 10 persons are seated at a table. Those who dine outdoors do not need to show proof of vaccination. The Guam Department of Education and the Department of Public Health and Social Services clarified that the COVID-19 vaccine is not required for children just yet during the virtual town hall meeting Friday evening. Here's a recap with KUAM's Isaiah Uggan.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Department of Education held a virtual town hall meeting last Friday to give parents, guardians, and stakeholders an opportunity to share their thoughts about the COVID-19 vaccine as both agencies explores options in making the COVID jab accessible to students. Guam Education Board Chairman Mark Mendiola was in attendance on Zoom and clarified that COVID vaccination requirements are not set in stone for GDOE students, as they are still accepting input from the community.
Contrary to many folks out there saying that this is a done deal, it is not. This is part of the process in which we engage our community stakeholders, like Janella had mentioned.
An online survey is being conducted by DPHSS on COVID vaccinations for children, which were sent last Tuesday by GDOE. It is to get a better idea of how parents feel about the vaccine for children. DPHSS noted that the vaccinations will never be administered to minors without parent or guardian consent, and that input from parents is very critical. Dr. Robert Leon Guerrero, the interim chief medical officer of DPHSS, says the COVID vaccine for children may be required once it's no longer under emergency use authorization.
It's not mandated at this time because obviously it's still EUA, and we don't really like to mandate something that's emergency use authorization. Once it becomes fully authorized, then we might consider making it mandated.
Parents, guardians, and stakeholders can still take the survey online at tinyurl.com/DPHSS-VAC-Survey21. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
The Dusitani is no longer the government of Guam's quarantine facility. According to Guam Homeland Security Jenna Blas, the purchase order for the quarantine facilities at the Dusit expired on November 30. The Bayview Hotel is now GovGuam's consolidated isolation and quarantine location. Only 3 people are using the isolation facility. The governor told KUAM News a request for proposal will be going out for the quarantine site, but for now, both isolation and quarantine will be at Bayview. Blas says GHS and the Office of Civil Defense is working with the General Services Agency and Public Health to procure a consolidated facility. Current GovGuam COVID protocols require unvaccinated domestic travelers coming to Guam to present a negative PCR COVID test within 3 days of their departure date or a negative antigen test within 1 day of departure. Federal guidelines state incoming foreign travelers must have a negative antigen or PCR test within 1 day of departure, regardless of vaccination status. And in Superior Court, 42-year-old Donovan Allen Chargaloff Ornelas appeared before Judge Alberto Tolentino for a motion hearing. At this time, a psychiatric's opinion on Ornelas is to be conducted. As we reported, it was back in January when Ornelas beheaded 51-year-old Andrew Ray Castro in Santa Rita for allegedly placing his family in danger. According to court documents, Ornelas admitted he drove to Dededo and left Castro's head in an abandoned vehicle in the jungle. He was charged with murder as a first-degree felony and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony, all carrying a special allegation of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. His next court date is set for January 30th of next year. That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM's News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
All right, thanks so much, Hannah. Good job. This year's New Year's Eve celebrations in Tumon will be a little less lively, as at a recent board meeting, GVB President Carl Gutierrez and Vice President Dr. Jerry Perez explained that they were not able to reach an agreement with any local fireworks providers, as a provider reportedly backed out of negotiations. However, they say there will be a fireworks display in the capital of Hagåtña. Now, speaking with holiday displays, your friends at the Guam Power Authority are reminding island residents near and far to keep their holiday lights and displays as safe and secure as possible.
The Guam Power Authority is reminding residents to keep their lights and decorations as safe and secured as possible. GPA Utility Service Administrator James Borja shares safety tips for a cheaper and safer Christmas.
We now see more and more LED lighting, right, which overall is safer than your traditional incandescent light. So by switching to LED Christmas lights, there are some benefits, right? LED Christmas lights are brighter, they last longer, and use less energy than the traditional incandescent lights, right? And also with LED Christmas lights, you are allowed to connect as much as 40 to 50 lights in a string, depending on the light count. Generally, if you can go directly to the outlet, that's better. And then if you have to use a power strip, limit also the number of lights you have on it and try to avoid plugging in an extension cord into the power strip.
As for keeping Christmas trees safe, Acting Communications Manager Joyce Sayama tells us how and provides more safety tips for outside lighting.
When purchasing an artificial tree, you look for the label fire resistant. Although this label does not mean the tree won't catch fire, but it does indicate that the tree will resist burning and should extinguish quickly. And we also have, we love our outside lights, outdoor use of those outside lights. So what you want to do is fasten your outdoor lights securely to trees, house walls, or other firm supportive, protection to protect those lights. Use insulated staples to hold strings of lights in place, and don't use nails or tacks. And you might, you want to run your strings of lights through hooks.
Borja added that before going to bed, residents shouldn't forget to turn off all Christmas lights and decorations. Putting a timer on lights is also encouraged.
You want to ensure that it's off before leaving your home to ensure that nothing could catch fire or anything could burst, right? Or maybe a circuit, or especially with lights, right? If you have too many on, you could have a trip fuse, a short somewhere that could cause an electrical fire.
GPA would like to remind their customers that if they receive a call from anyone asking for payment on their utilities, to report it right away. Borja confirmed that GPA does not contact customers to demand payment. If you receive a call like this, contact 647-5787 or send an email at customersfirst@gpagwa.com. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Let's take a look at some regional headlines now, as the northern Mariana Islands is ramping up testing with rapid antigen tests. Saipan currently has 25,000 such rapid results tests in stock, offering free drive-through testing this week and amid its first surge, as Tomas Manglonia reports.
We are expanding antigen testing to be available at the Garapan, Susupi, and Tacman fire stations.
The NMI is ramping up its COVID response with rapid antigen testing.
We have to start considering and really moving towards living COVID safe.
Saipan currently has 25,000 antigen tests in stock, offering free drive-through testing this week amid its first surge. The last time massive testing was available was last year.
It doesn't hurt to get tested. It's better to be safe. It's better to know what's going on. And, I think everyone should get tested just so that in the results, it's a scary idea thinking you're positive, but it's better to know than just we keep thinking.
Residents will receive results in 15 to 30 minutes. If you're positive, you'll be asked to go home and wait for contact tracers to call you. They've already found new COVID cases this morning. Over the weekend, new data from the case report show a single-day record of 174 cases on December 8, 86 on December 9, 86 on December 10, and 48 were identified on December 11.
It's exhausting, but we're trying to keep this under control and trying to make sure it's contained and trying to keep the people that see CNMI safe.
And what's your message to those who...
Well, as we told you in national headlines, recovery efforts continue in 5 states hit by a cluster of tornadoes on Friday night. Dozens died, but the death toll is not as high as originally thought. Officials said initially only 40 of the 110 workers at a Kentucky candle factory had been rescued. More than 90 people have now been located. Laura Podesta is near that factory in the town of Mayfield, and she has the very latest.
There are more stories of survival and devastating loss from the candle factory in western Kentucky, leveled by a powerful tornado. It was filled with employees, including Autumn Kirks, who was working the Friday night shift alongside her boyfriend. He didn't make it out alive.
They said take cover, and I could still see him when they yelled take cover. And I don't know what happened, how I got out and he didn't.
That tornado was one of several that ripped through the Midwest over the weekend, killing dozens. Kentucky was hardest hit.
Our state was hit by at least 4 tornadoes. One stayed on the ground in Kentucky for at least 200 miles, devastating anything in its path. Our best count for confirmed deaths are 64 Kentuckians.
In the town of Mayfield, twisted sheet metal, downed power lines, and wrecked cars line the streets. Windows are blown out and roofs torn off buildings.
It's just upsetting, to know that that's the town that you grew up in and everything, his memories is all gone.
This entire neighborhood in Mayfield is a shell of what it once was. Residents have pulled out belongings that could be saved, but there are no homes for them to go back to. About an hour northeast in Hopkins County, a tornado derailed a freight train, scattering dozens of cars. Homes and businesses in the area are demolished.
It's just like a nuclear bomb went off.
Across Kentucky, tens of thousands of people are without power. Mayfield officials are warning residents who didn't lose their homes that they could be without heat, water, and electricity for a long time. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Mayfield, Kentucky.
And once again, we at The Link send our thoughtful hearts and prayers to everybody in the Bluegrass State. Stay tuned because The Link will continue. Oops. We are going to take a break, but not until after we do Chamorro News with Uncle King Kentucky.
Buenos tardes to get some to be sa morgen ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Kalang presisasyon na nalajan mas dinanya pag na Christmas. Ano anunsya magahaga lulyang grer na tensyon na sa prohasa tourism restriction gi na nunsusyad. Gesti mamela na business inti na din eksekutibo. Ilang na silang grer na san malikin numeron man nanana din i-COVID inti man mapos na semana siya. Hasangan na tagwini esti sentak papaikwenta sa puritaw-tawta ni Mansen Osgun sa Mansen Afamaulik. Masasangan na epoke komunidad na ufan mabakuna no minatres na amod sama sa pertehi itaw-tawta. Ang mensahe din webo na masa STC na amod binakuna sa tiaprinite au kabalis kontra COVID-19 pada di Omicron na variant, iman mabakuna esta sa mas permanente ni inadat niya. Mapaprakta ko pago na restriction sa social gathering gisan halong guma sa tisinya mas ki 25 na tao-tao. Nesta man mabakuna sa 65 na din niya tao-tao gisan hizong, kumuti mas ki 10 na tao-tao mandadaneg yung lamasa. Azya man yung tatsugi sa hizong sa tinisaryo na mapreban man mabakuna siya. Masa sunto, Aji dusetani na hotel sa estatic facilidad karantina para gobyerno tungguhan. Si Guanem Homeland Security na spokeswoman si Jenna Gamendi Blas i-purchase order para quarantine facilities gi duset sa expire gi 10 gi November. I-Bayview Hotel sa adto pagoy consolidated isolation and quarantine na lugar para gobernamento. Tresa na tawto man sa sadbihan na lugar. I-goberno sa sangani KUM News nagwahas ang pre-request ni gobernamento para manahuzong para sa karantina lo para pagoy Bayview na hotel nagagi quarantine and isolation ha. Ilang si Blas na Homeland Security ni Opisina ni Civil Defense sa mafatutsu ni General Services na ahensya ni Departamento sa Salud Publiko para maaligo na fasilidad no sinya dumanya i-quarantine ni isolation. Para pag-reglamento ni gobernamento para COVID sa explika na manahalom siya na taw-taw gigi isla sa debil 5% negatibo na PCR COVID test inti 3 dias anti dumadingoy tanaw niya pasunod negatibo na test antigen inti un dia anti dumadingoy lugar niya. Inis gayon federal ha explika na manahalom na taw-taw gigi ni otro banda pero ki Estados Unidos sa debil negatibo test antigen pat PCR inti un dia na tempo anti dumadingoy lugar niya masya hafa na estado ibinakunan niya. Yuto mo na sunto para pago na matis kaya finot sa moro gin ni KUAM News mananagay senador siya para masenata na di mapapraktik na kondisyon man hire para fan matsol sige wa memorial na ospital. Yung meluli komite ng salud gila legislatura si Speaker Teresa Lahi sa para nagwaha oversight na hearing para maigsima adzi above step recruitment gi GMH para manasiguro na salapi para adzo ti inamod igasta para it mas critical na problema siya para ospital. Siguro yung opisina ng Speaker Terlahi ibakante gi GMH limited term na hire kontratan si Bishop siya i-above step recruitments dyan hinasan sweldo para physical na sakan 2020 dyan 2022 sa doon siya na tiklo para madiskuti gi hearing i-oversight para matutuon ni hearing pagi stress italoan ni. Para Guam News Network, Guam Sikin Conception. Yasuto ifinut sa moro sa presenta dyan inafatto ni Familiang Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
6:56. That was Chamorro News brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Jay, you know, the holidays coming up. Maybe some people not Christmasing so hard. Late on the rent, late on the utilities. Is there any help for these people, Jay?
You haven't heard over the last couple weeks, as we've been mentioning it, the Emergency Rental Assistance Initiative has been really broadened. And, we've really been stressing this. So a lot of people, because by name, it's emergency rental assistance, but it not only covers, your inability or difficulties making your current rent, but if you have a stack of bills, what they call arrears, right? Like if you weren't able to make past rent payments and you've just been, kind of unable to get it done for several months and everything, they can help with that. They can also help with utility payments for power and water. They can help if you've had trouble getting online. Because that is, the most effective, and everybody knows, like during the pandemic, that's the most effective way of communicating these days. Yeah. And also, if you had to move, if you maybe, went to a different apartment or a condo, or you cohabitated, whatever the situation is, there are a lot of people who now qualify. Also, if you previously submitted an application and for whatever reason you were denied, there is a good chance that you might qualify now.
What's the turnaround though? And if I get all my paperwork together and then I turn in an application, how soon can I expect a response?
5 business days.
5 business days.
Somewhere there around.
A good turnaround.
If you did it today, you'll know by next Monday.
That's great. So how do I get a hold of these people?
Yeah, so the best thing to do would be to go to the website. It's doa.guam.gov. That's the Department of Administration, and it's right there, right on the homepage, you guys. There's a big frequently asked questions, the FAQ section. You got to have that. And they address a lot of the things that you would want to know. And they also have the form that you can download if you want to fill out electronically. It gives information about how to email your application. And if you really do need to call and talk to somebody, or you just have a situation that you're more comfortable hearing a friendly voice and figure out, what the plan would be. And if you do qualify, you can give them a call at 671-638-4518. And again, that's for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Hafaday, this is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent... Hafaday, this is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
The world of television is more exciting than ever. Don't miss a minute of special presentations from NBC on KUAM TV 8 or from CBS on KUAM TV 11. Every month, we'll bring you the fun and excitement of award shows and red carpet moments, special series presentations, and other great network programs. Brought to you locally by King's Restaurant, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific, giving you more reasons to tune in and turn on. Fall in love with TV again with the best from KUAM Communications.
With Chris and Sabrina on Breeze 93.9 KUAM FM Hagåtña, Guam.
KUAM Digital presents a series highlighting the wide array of talents on our island. Whether they're a standout gamer, extreme athlete, performer, or have a unique skill to show off, we're showcasing them every month on Wow Factor. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the do.
When you want to make the most of your time, waiting in line should be last on your mind. Introducing Skip Lino, the most convenient way to visit Docomo Pacific. Simply download the Skip Lino app on your device, set your region to Guam or Northern Mariana Islands, find Docomo Pacific, and select the location you'd like to visit. Spend less time in line and more time with the people who matter most with the Skip Lino app. Can't wait to see you soon. Docomo Pacific, better together.
On Breeze 93.9 FM.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names, and they'd never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one
7-Eleven. Tuesday, December 14. Good morning. Man, I feel left out. Am I like the only person who didn't get a suspicious text message? You didn't get one either. I guess we're slept on, Joe. Oh, God. Yeah, so apparently there's, you guys saw this, unusual, unexpected messages and phone calls. Homeland Security, Civil Defense, along with the Mariana Regional Fusion Center, closely monitoring reports of suspicious messages from local, domestic, unusual, or unexpected international area codes. How do you do that? How do you closely monitor what kind of text messages other people are getting? The suspicious messengers or callers may act under the guise of multiple separate scams to include, but not limited to, program assistance for paying for medical bills, claims that you have won a lottery or a sweepstake, and they need personal or financial information to confirm, claims that your Social Security number has been flagged and they need to get personal information to confirm, claims offering to lower credit card interest rates, debt relief, or credit repairs, claims offering to help start a business by offering business investments, or claims requesting donations for charity with requests for personal or financial information. The most recent message circulating advises recipients to contact 1-817-591-0872 in order to receive assistance for paying medical bills. The MRFC advises the community to avoid messaging the number back and also to avoid sharing the unofficial message further. Not all calls or messages from unusual numbers should be regarded as a suspect. To avoid missing important calls, familiarize yourself with numbers important to you and your household, such as insurance agencies or others that you regularly deal with. Yeah, I always deal with the insurance agency. If you receive calls, right? And make sure you save that insurance number. Or others that you regularly deal with. If you receive calls or strange messages from an international unusual number, don't be tempted to call back or return the message and block the number if possible. Right? And I know a lot of you guys are like, why are you reading this, Chris? Come on, we're not dumb. Well, guess what? You might not be dumb, but there are people on our island who fall for this stuff. I'm sorry. I've read it a million times in court documents, and they don't just like fall for this. They fall and tumble and roll over all the way down the hill. I mean, to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? There was that case recently where it was a local woman, I think she had been with a church or something. It's always the church ones. But she had successfully scammed like a lot of her friends out of hundreds of thousands of dollars under the guise that she had to help these Nigerian guys. You know, it's the old Nigerian scam. That's a classic one, but it used to come through email, right, sir? And it would be like, oh, help me. My name is, Fred. I'm stuck here in Nigeria, and I was actually a prince. But the thing is there was a coup, and the royal family was unseated, so now I'm in exile. And, man, I got this $12 million in this bank account, but of all the people in the world, I need your Social Security number to get it out. Right? It makes some people feel special. They're like, oh, you need my Social Security number? Here you go. But just be vigilant, guys. I mean, I know it's a lonely time. A lot of people are desperate for contact because of this 2 years pandemic thing, right? People are just malagu. And so if you get a message where it's like, I really need your help, maybe your first instinct would be, how can I help? Right? I mean, all I'm getting is these Samsung messages. You get those, sir? It's like claim your prize, right? And you got an iPhone. You're like, okay, how'd they? So that one I always block. But then some people, they like to mess with them. Like I've seen screenshots of some people on my social media, and they'll be like chatting back with the people. You ever chat back with the Samsung, the one who texts to say you won a prize?
Oh, no, I'm really suspect when it comes to that that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a security guy anyway, so I'm paranoid.
Right. So what can they do though, Jay? These suspicious text messages that the government's warning us about. What can they actually do if you respond or if you answer the phone? Are they able to like hack through your phone and get all your info? Is that?
No, I mean, a lot of the time it'll just be it'll be phone banking. So you might even speak to a real person on the other line, But a lot of what they do, and they really try and capitalize on, this time of the season, is they know a lot of people might have financial hardships. So, it's like, oh, if you say, hey, you just won a sweepstakes, imagine all the prizes, imagine all the gifts you could buy for, like the little kids. And they're like, oh, okay, so just give me your social security number and then I'll validate you. So they really try and like appeal to, your, what you might be going through. And other people might just be say, oh, like what we, I was going to say what we try and do. No, but I mean, we're legitimate, right?
Yeah.
We say, hey, if you need help, here's where you can go for resources. So if you see a number, and obviously these ones are going to come in and they might have international numbers and everything like that. If you
remember last year, or it was Tonga? Remember Tonga was calling?
Yeah.
It was like, don't answer the Tonga number.
Every so often, for a year, I'll always get like numbers from like Chicago for some reason. And like they're these robo dialers, or they phone bank and everything like that, and they call.
Chicago is one. Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to try something, right, here's a little trick, right? I learned this when I was at UOG. If you ever want to get out of a conversation with somebody, either say you're in the media or say you work for a marketing research company. Because technically, if they're doing like a survey and
I always just pretend there's something crazy, like, oh my God, there's a guy trying to break in the house, I gotta go.
You could do that too. I mean, have you seen that TikTok that was made? Like, it was several weeks ago, but there was
just like that, Joe, sir. Oh my God, there's a guy trying to break in, I gotta go.
This person who's actually a journalist, right? She made this TikTok, and she's like, okay, well, this, I got a person on the line right now who's trying to like get me for like a scam.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, hi. So how can I? And the guy's like, yeah. So if you just give me your credit card number, and she's like, okay, my credit card number is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, and I'm here live, and we're live on the show right now, and we have so and so who's trying to get me like a scam. Well, what's your name? Oh, gee, we seem to have lost a call. Imagine
so
that.
Guys, don't give any of your personal information out. If they ask for your social security number, do not give them your social security number. Give them Jason Solis's. Everything will work off from there. Hey, it's 7:18. We got to take a quick break. Senator Tello Taitagui's coming up on the link. Good morning.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful. They're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net to purchase tickets for $15. Visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Through The Link, each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Hey, good morning. Yep, the big oversight hearing today at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Then there's one Thursday on the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. Jay, is there any testing opportunity, vaccine, booster, all that good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Right
testing,
on.
of course, if you need to get tested, and please do so. And any symptom whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, nobody's getting tested, Jay, is what I heard.
No, so if you've got even the slightest runny nose, you've got even a little bit of a scratchy throat and everything like that, go get tested. Go know your status. It's free. It's at TGen, 8 to 12. They'll really take care of you. Know your status, as the mayors have really been putting out there. Also, if you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine for people 5 and older from 2:30 in the afternoon today until 6, so 2:30 in the afternoon until around dinner time. This is a village community vaccination opportunity for Sinahanya, Hagatnya, and Ordat Talampago. It's going to be at the Sinanya Mayor's Office. And you can contact your local village mayor if you belong to any of those villages, Sinanya, Anagatnya, Ordat, and Talampago. If you would like to get vaccinated for residents 5 and older from 2:30 in the afternoon until 6 today. And then tomorrow is going to be down in Hagat and Santa Rita Sumay at the Hagat Village Gym.
Thank you, Jay. There's a story here I saw. Jimmy Skillang and Tammy Vaughter arrested for meth. And it's not really the meth arrest because, God, that happens how many times every day. But no one really cares about the meth, right? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about drug dealers running rampant, having a field day on our island. There's so much meth on Guam that the price of crystal methamphetamine is as low as it's ever been. We don't talk about that, though, because it makes people uncomfortable. So let's not talk about the free pass drug dealers have gotten on this island since, well, January 2019. When the Mandania Drug Task Force was disbanded, and they didn't replace it with anything. I mean, I could get it if you're critical of Mandania because it was a Calvo Tenorio thing, but I would think if you're going to disband a task force like that, whose sole purpose was to take down the big fish, then replace it with something, or else it's suspect to me. It's highly suspect. And so in the meantime, we're getting all these users, right? So this story was interesting to me because I'll just read it out for you guys. December 9th, GPD arrived at Old Bank of Guam building in Anigua, and that's an abandoned building. It's right across from Adelup. I mean, it's broken down. I don't know who owns it, but it's just a real eyesore.
It was a nice building at one point.
At one point, I remember going in there a couple times.
Yeah.
And they were seen dumpster diving. Officers searched their vehicle and found a glass pipe with meth. Upon being arrested and transported to Southern Precinct Command, they were placed in interview rooms and held in GPD's custody. But during a check for both Skillang and Vaughter, the officers could not locate them on the premises. They were later located by the Inn on the Bay apartments in Hoggett, actually.
So they were in the interview room,
yeah,
and
how did
then
they
they
get
bailed.
from the precinct over to the Inn on the Bay apartments in Hoggett? That's something else. Skillang is also charged in a separate case where GPD responded to a removal request at Leongura Apartments at a residence in Tamuning. On arrival, the victim alleged that Skillang tried to break into her residence by pulling her air conditioner unit out. She allegedly pushed him as he tried to climb in before running away. So, yeah, that was just yet another... you know what? I like to see those. I want to see some big busts. You know, none of this, they found a glass pipe and residue. I want to see, 20 pounds of meth in a trunk of a car. That'd make my day. It's 7:28. Yeah, so there's a oversight hearing at the Guam Memorial Hospital today, and this is relative to the above-step recruitment and hiring.
You've been looking into this now for several weeks.
Yeah.
You've been going through those spreadsheets.
And so actually last night I got yesterday I got my FOIA. I FOIA GMH, and I mean, to me, I don't believe that people or the media, we shouldn't have to pay for information. But, it is what it is. So I had to pay $30 to get this FOIA from the Guam Memorial Hospital. And there was a little bit of history, a little bit of backstory. While I was on leave, GMH had come out with a press release that I really felt had no business coming out of a hospital. But, it is what it is. There's all new levels of petty going on lately. But when I went through this FOIA, there were definitely some really interesting things that I saw that I hope will come to light during this oversight hearing. And I do believe that there are instances of above-step recruitment at GMH that are abuses of the process. I mean, it's clear to me if you look at the black and white documents of it. And that's what I thought was funny about that release from GMH was, of course, they didn't mention any of those. But I was just looking at one here where it was an above-step recruitment, and they had said that it was there was recruitment difficulty. But then there were 4 applicants, and all of them were qualified. And they ended up selecting someone who worked over at another government agency. So, I mean, that's just one example, and it's 300 pages of documents that I'm still going through. But if you're going to say it's difficult to recruit people, and you put out a position, and you're recruiting at 9 steps above whatever that position is, and it comes out that you actually have a number of qualified applicants, then why would it be recruitment difficulty? You know what I mean? And so I believe that when we look at these documents, and the problem with above-step recruitment, the other issue is that it doesn't really open up the jobs competitively for everyone else. So it's going to be a pretty interesting oversight hearing. I know that the senators are planning to take a deep dive, and it's not just on the hiring, too. There's a bunch of different issues that are on the agenda for this hearing. And we'll go on with Senator Tello-Taidugui. I know she's going to be in attendance. We got to take just a quick break, though. And we're back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
The world of television is more exciting than ever. We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hoffa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hoffa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM, on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape. Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during The Link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss The Link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a dance all year. What's up, Guam? We're loving up today, and we're coming to you live from 94. Merry Christmas, Guam. Yeah, and a dance all New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a dance all.
Hey, good morning. Pacific Point, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box proud to present this episode of The Link. It's Tuesday, December 14th. What?
You have 10 more shopping days until Christmas.
Wow. I just remembered I got to go out and get my... What is this we're doing? Is it Secret Santa? What's it called?
See, I get confused
Secret
between
Santa, yeah.
Secret Santa and White Elephant.
And the Elf on the Shelf.
I
and
still don't.
yeah.
Yeah, and the Elf on the Shelf. It's like
We used to just call it a gift exchange, and everyone knew what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's too simple. But yeah, I got to go get my gift. By the way, 7:35.
And we've always made sure that we set like a price limit. I mean, not because we're cheap. It's only because, like somebody will be like, hey,
We're
Chris.
cheap. We're cheep.
It's like, hey, Chris, I got you this pen. You're like, oh, thanks a lot. I got you a Tesla. I was like, oh, sorry.
Ain't nobody getting a Tesla. Let me just set the bar right there, bro. Nobody getting a Tesla. Trust me. 7:35, Senator Tello Tidegui. Yeah, Senator. So let me tell you let me gripe about my FOIA. First of all, this administration is just nonstop on and on about transparency. It's so funny. Because I had the chief of staff for the office of the governor, John Jr. Calvo, on this show. Was that last year?
Wow, they're coming back.
No. This is a while ago. Before the incident. Anyway, I had him on, and I was like, "Hey, so 1 to 10, like, what would you rate the administration with transparency?" And he was like, "Oh, 10." And I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, 10 for sure." But anyway, so I sent this FOIA to the Guam Memorial Hospital. And they responded that I had to pay for it, right? But the thing is, I asked for the documents to be sent electronically because I know that they're already in their system electronically, right? And every other government agency always gives it to me electronically. I'll FOIA DOA, and I'm talking like it's 1,000 pages, and they don't charge me reds, nothing, not even a single penny, right? Wow. But GMH, they were a little butthurt about our above step story, so I can understand the motivation. Anyway, they charged me $29 for like printing costs, but then when I paid for it, they sent me the documents digitally on email. So I don't even understand what's the point of me. I mean, I get it, GMH, I'm so glad to support. I put that $30 towards patient services, please. But at the end of the day, they could have easily given the documents willingly, as any government agency can give anybody asking for a FOIA request. They can just give them the documents willingly.
Yeah, and well, good morning to everyone there, the KUM family, and to yourself. Thank you for having me on. And Chris, $30 you paid for this FOIA request. I think you should get a tax credit. I mean, this is information that you're entitled to. This is information that your taxpaying money is paying for. Yeah. So it's really disheartening for them to go ahead and send it to you electronically and not even provide you the hard copy. This is ridiculous, and that's why, Chris, I've invited you to the public hearing on Thursday, along with everyone else out there who constantly put out FOIA requests and even having to pay for it in a situation like yourself. Not only paying for it, but actually receiving it electronically is ridiculous. And this public hearing we're having is on Bill 221 that requires all agencies, autonomous, semi-autonomous, to provide this kind of information every month, any kind of new hiring and explanation. Right now they do it quarterly based on information that's kind of confusion. The average person trying to understand it, it's not all there, but quarterly is way too long. This is something that we should know every month on any new hires, whether it's paid through local funding or federal funding. And that's a big deal right now, considering there's this, huge inflow of funding from the federal government that even myself, I'm having a hard time figuring out where this money is going to and what's it paying for. Is it paying for a salary? Which is very disheartening, because we all mentioned, even the legislature, and several of us agreed that any kind of federal funding that's going to pay for a salary, well, how is it going to be sustained, after this is over?
Well, do you think that they're just going to end up like we saw this with the Guam EPA announcement that was later retracted? Was they were looking specifically for limited term appointments for terms of 18 months, right?
That's right.
So to me, that really looks like, hey, we'll get you a job, you vote the right way, and then, after we get in and win the election, your limited term will expire, but we'll try and get you permanent. That's really the reality of what's happening.
Well, and that boils down to this whole FOIA with Guam Memorial Hospital and these hires that are wow, coming in at above step, I mean, you go from 1 to 10 and they're hiring these individuals at 10.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, just the morale in the hospital right now? Those who've been working there for years and years, especially in any kind of technology position that has the experience of working in the hospital, and they're bypassed any kind of upgrade or position, a higher position, with somebody else coming in because maybe they were politically correct, instead of what is, we put together, Department of Administration as well as civil service, cover these angles on who should be hired and do it with merit, based on merit and based not only on experience, but, education, which brings me to, if anyone is listening and if you look at some of this information that's provided in a FOIA, on page, there was a section where it talks about qualification requirements. And it has A and B. And B is kind of funny because it, offsets A.
Yeah. So are you talking about page
7?
7. Yeah. So this is an above step recruitment.
339 that was sent to you.
Yeah. So this is 340 pages we got. And this was an above step recruitment for a data processing supervisor.
Right.
And so they lay out the qualifications, and the qualifications, first one listed is 3 years of specialized experience in computer system analysis, programming work, a graduation from a recognized college or university with a bachelor's degree in computer science, business, admin, mathematics, or related field, or B, any equivalent combination of experience and training, which provides the minimum knowledge, abilities, and skills. So, yeah, you're right. The second qualification seems to kind of negate the need for the first. But there was another one in here where, let me try and find this. This was for above step recruitment for standby, Senator. The ultimate irony to me, though, was paying $30 of my own money to get these documents to read about how our tax-paying dollars are being abused at the island's only public hospital. To me, making me pay for it to read about how there's funny business going on, that was just a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, this is something you're entitled to as a taxpayer.
Yeah. But I'm looking for this here. So it was an above step recruitment, and I think it was for an admin position. Hold on, I'm almost there.
No worries. I just, I feel really bad for a lot of those who work at GMH currently right now. And, for them to speak up at this point, it would put them in jeopardy. It's not about, the ability or the merit of an individual who's worked hard in that position.
So
who and that needs to stop. That really needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to have people come up and be able to speak out and have the courage. I mean, I'll stand right beside you. I'll do everything I can to protect you. You need to speak up, though.
There was one here it was a above step recruitment, a management analyst 2, from step 1 to step 10. Okay. And the justification that was given here was, and this was I thought it was kind of cute. And this lady is actually a GCC Board of Trustee member, Deborah Bellinger. And it writes here, Miss Bellinger is an entrepreneur with many years of management experience and possesses a master's degree in business administration, which will bring much needed talent to GMHA in its effort to maintain QAPI and implement management change. And, I'm sorry, or is this a talent agency or a public hospital where a roof is falling down?
Wow. Yeah.
What are we trying to recruit talent for? And then I want to really kind of go into this because that release from GMH, I was on leave and I was offended by it and I wanted to come in. I told Bree, I was like, put me on the Zoom. But to me, the ultimate irony of that release that GMH came out with was that it was written by their PIO, May Habib, who was recruited above step twice this year. Twice. Not just once. I could maybe understand their argument that, we need a PIO to get our information out. And that was the second above step recruitment, but she was initially hired above step as a management analyst 4. So when they talk about how they use this process to fill these hard to fill positions, that's not exactly what I see when I look at it. There are some technical and patient care related positions that they did recruit above step, but there's just a lot of ones I feel that are just not justified. and have nothing to do with patient care.
Right. Well, there's a public hearing, an oversight hearing, which we sure need more of those. I wish some of these oversight chairs would have these hearings more often.
It seems like it's always the speaker who's having one, and Senator Perez.
And everybody else seems to turn a blind eye, and the people of Guam have the power to, come forward and write to your senators, especially those who have oversight of certain agencies, these issues that are coming up to light. And, you got to remember that those people who do come forward and mention that they deserve, their time, they deserve your attention. But it's at 3 p.m. today for the oversight. Speaker Chalai is holding it. And this is going to give us the opportunity to ask questions about the hiring. But most especially, I want to know about the board of directors over at Guam Memorial Hospital, if they've had the opportunity to scrutinize, these hires and even discuss, the process, establish any kind of hiring process whatsoever for these above step recruitment. We all know, especially when it comes to unclassified positions in the government of Guam, that there's really no requirement except, if you got in, right? Yeah. But these classified positions, like most of these that you brought forward and that you received on this FOIA request, clearly show these are classified positions.
Well, then what I'm also seeing is they're taking unclassified employees and making them classified with above step recruitment. And so that in essence makes these employees permanent. Whereas if they were unclassified, then usually they would lose their job if like a different governor was elected.
Well, and that's the way they get in.
Yeah. And no pun intended. No pun intended or really intended.
and that's, we all know that's how they try and get in. Let me get you in as temporary. Maybe those individuals that were hired on a limited term for 18 months, we'll get you in after that. That's their reward for holding up any kind of signs. But we really should keep an eye on this. And I have to thank KUAM for doing this, finding information and exposing it so the people of Guam can find out what their tax dollars is up to, with their, go ahead.
It's just frustrating because, the government of Guam workers, at the hospital, whether it's nurses or whatever, they grind it out and they play the game. They're classified. They get 3%. If they get a satisfactory or an outstanding review, then they usually get like a 3.5% increment, right? And then here comes this above step issue. And when you look at the documents, it's like you'll have one GMH employee who's hired on above step as, like, let's say, just use the example of the management analyst 4, and then they're later recruited above step to another position. And so it's just like GMH is just feeding on itself, rewarding the favored employees while everyone else doesn't get the same shot, doesn't have the same opportunity, doesn't get that chance to get, it's essentially a raise, pretty much, It's just a fancy way of giving someone a big raise. And this release that came out from GMH lambasted KUAM and said, they're the steps, and they're not jumping steps when the documents clearly show they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're hiring this lady at 10 steps above as a manager because she's talented. Well, okay. I'm pretty sure our hardworking nurses and medical staff are more talented and have to do more with less pay.
Right, exactly. And like I said earlier, the morale at GMH, I don't know if Lillian can really see what's going on over there at Guam Memorial Hospital. I'm here, I have a couple friends who work there, and they're very disappointed, ready to get up and pack up and leave. All their hard work and enduring and having to deal, like you said, with the falling ceilings, literally close to wearing hard hats going into work and dealing with just the lack of transparency, it's ridiculous, and it's just disheartening. We're losing people left and right, on this island, whether it's coming from DOE, which there's a big influx of people leaving there because of what's going on with COVID, and those who don't want to take the vaccine, for one reason or another, their choice, they're leaving Guam. And we're going to have the same situation at GMH that GMRC was having. GMRC is a beautiful hospital, has a lot of the equipment that Guam Memorial doesn't have. But the problem there is they don't have the staff at GMRC. And Guam Memorial is totally different. They have the staff, but they lack the equipment and the infrastructure. Now you're going to start losing those employees over at GMH, Guam Memorial Hospital. So it's just, it's very disheartening, and I'm hoping that everyone tunes in. If you're not able to tune in, you're heading to work and you want to watch it, but you can't, you can always watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, they put it on YouTube.
Legislative YouTube and make your assessment, and after reviewing it, feel free to send emails to your senators on your opinion on what should happen. You don't have to leave your name. You can do this in confidence, and I'm pretty sure some of my friends over at GMH is gonna, be sending me some emails like, no, that's not true. Whatever Lillian says, I hope, I think she will. The speaker always swears in individuals before they come into an oversight, swear them in, and they're under oath. They got to be very careful. And if they don't want to answer the question, be prepared for them to say something like, oh, I don't have that answer right now. I'll get back to you.
Hear that
so
one a lot.
I'm really hoping that the speaker, she does her due diligence like she always does, and provides them questions in advance. So we're not going to get any of that kickback of, I'll get back to you on that one. Yeah. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, they usually don't, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
When we get that in session during committee of the whole, and
we have some comments here, Senator. And I want to because I feel like the administration of the hospital will try and turn this into we're attacking the frontliners, the precious frontliners, and we're not. Okay, keep kicking ass, frontliners. Who's attacking you guys is your own administration, your own management, by allowing all of this above step recruitment. I mean, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, the senators, well, at least I know the speaker is an oversight chair, and a couple of us have been in support of those frontliners and ensure that what they're doing is recognized and not stepped upon, or bypassed by something political. I mean, we definitely know the political mumbo jumbo that's going on. And if we see this happening, we'll step in. It's not everyone at Guam Memorial Hospital, Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, of course it's not. We did have some comments here. Boy, did we ever. Tony comments in, that's the same as a pay raise. Elizabeth said, COVID ER nurses should have fair compensation for their services. Elizabeth comments, GMH needs better housekeeping. Patient services are horrible. My mom waited outside the ultrasound department after they were done, waited an hour until I asked someone passing by and said, when are they returning her to her room? She waited over an hour in the hallway. Ceiling had dust and cobwebs. She passed away. Every time I look at the hospital, I get emotional. Fix the hospital. Fat cats go off island for medical while the people of Guam are at the mercy of the Guam Memorial Hospital. Rosemary comments, this is one transparency of the party system that the administration is displaying. Another comment, not funny about the falling ceiling. Do something. Yeah. Make it work and stop the political drama. Matt Shed comments in, thank you for mentioning that, Chris. Unclassified employees as well get 2 or 3 pay grades up and then become classified because suddenly they qualify for the position. While other classified employees are told a position can't open for them because of no budget. But there are vacancies, just a matter of speaking up about it. It's happening in small agencies, Chris. Okay, and we'll send our FOIAs, but, that's what we're hearing is that, they're getting their people in and they're making them permanent. Well, I mean, it's an election.
I'm going to copy those comments that are being made and mention that during the public hearing today. It's important that these people who do reach out to you, Chris, and it does get to us, that they should be heard. So I'll be I'll get my staff to do it because I really can't see any comments on the screen, so I don't know what's going on.
I know you're
but
not the most Facebook savvy person, Senator. It's cool.
I know. I do my best, though.
Well,
I know that I should never stand if you're not wearing pants, your full clothing. That's on Zoom. Those are the things I'm real
the
cautious
basics,
about.
right?
Senator, that pretty much extends not just Facebook, but in life in general.
Yeah, that's a good one to live by. Right on.
Well, I figure we're on Facebook right now,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is Zoom, but no, I really appreciate those people speaking out. I do. Sometimes it's very quiet out there, and it allows the senators to get away with certain things that they've been trying to push their own agenda that's obviously self-serving. And believe it or not, that one gentleman said, stop the politics. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to stop this type of politics, and we can't do it without, just our individual self. We need to hear from the public. I mean, we work for the public. We don't work for ourselves. We work for them. And it's important that their voices are heard to show this is wrong. This should not be done. We should follow what civil service and the Department of Administration had put into play years ago, on merit systems. We need to stop this hiring temporary employees just so that they can get the needed push to get these classified positions. It all should be based on merit. And this section that I mentioned earlier on page 7, from A and then or B, which is just wipes out all that education, college, bachelor's degree, wipes out 3 years of specialized experience in that particular field. It wipes it all out. That needs to be eliminated.
I think, too, when you look at the docs, Senator, and I'm going to let you go because I know that you're still looking at them, they'll have, there was one I saw where it said outstanding qualifications, or EQ, is it excellent qualifications, and the individual had a bachelor's degree. Which, I mean, it's not bad. Hey, go to college, get your learn on. But, I mean, when you compare it with some of the other outstanding qualifications, it doesn't really pass muster. But I got to let you go because I know you got a whole Bible of GMH hiring docs to go through.
Oh, my gosh. 340 pages to look through and try. And I'm sure the speaker has the same thing as well. But I encourage the people of Guam to, again, your listening audience and those that you might know, to please tune in if you can. If you can't, then it's on YouTube. Watch these videos. Stay tuned. Chris, during the COVID, when everyone was locked down, we were still having session. And it was great because a lot of people started tuning in and getting to know what the legislature is really doing and who's really there and working. And now that, things are starting to get a little bit back to normal, or we're adjusting to learn to live with this variant, that they're veering away from what's happening in your community, what creates laws in your community. And I'm hoping that everyone stay the course and stay with us and watch this. Watch our hearings and watch session so you can really see what's going on. And next year is election year, so you can take an educated, an educated guess, but an educated vote on who should be there in the legislature for the best interest of them.
Yeah, go register and vote, guys. None of this complaining, and then.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Senator.
Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas to you.
Hey. Wait, I just wanted to ask you. I've always wanted to ask you, Senator.
Sure.
You've got such a long and story career as a musical performer, right? What is your favorite Christmas song to do? Like not necessarily the one that's requested the most of you and everything like that, but what is your favorite to do? Either because it's a challenge, with your vocal range, or just like it elicits the best response from the crowd. Like,
I have so many favorites, and I've been listening nonstop to Christmas music. I love listening to Babyface's Christmas album.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I always put that one on, or Brian McKnight's.
Talk about range.
Oh, beautiful. But I guess the most favorite that really touches everyone's heart is, the Have Yourself a Merry Christmas and Chestnuts. Those two are like the killer songs where you can really wail, put some gospel into that and just, lift your hand in the air. Yay. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. You can jam it.
There you go.
So Those two. So have yourself a Merry Christmas and chestnuts.
Now, and by the end of the gig, the tip jar is pretty much full after you belt that one out.
Oh, I don't know, but I definitely, my heart is full after singing that song.
Yeah.
You know,
That's on my
really,
bucket list, Senator. I want to barbecue chestnuts.
barbecue chestnuts. Hey, let's do it.
Let it
you
roast
know.
it on the open fire. That's barbecue, right?
Hey, what we have to do to make it tomorrow, we have to marinate it.
That's it. That's it. Soy sauce, vinegar, black pepper, onion. Got it.
Hey, maybe we can do that. Marinate chestnuts the Chamorro style, you know, or Finidani style marination, and then roast it and see what happens. And if it's good, we can box it. I mean,
These chestnuts have been sitting in beer for the last 40 hours.
Thank you, Senator. We got to run.
You guys be safe.
You too.
And by the way, the difference between Secret Santa and White Elephant, you guys were making me laugh. It's typical of the men trying to figure out.
Of course.
Okay.
You guys are last minute shoppers,
Yeah.
but Secret Santa is one that everybody puts your name in a bucket, and then you pull a name, and whoever that name is, you have to buy a gift, but you don't tell them who it's from. You just put their name on it, buy the gift. That's Secret Santa. White Elephant, everybody brings a gift to the party, and then it's on display. Then someone pulls the name of that individual, they come up and they grab whatever they want. But I always put a twist to it. Actually, it was a twist when I went to a Christmas party once, and what they did was they picked a number, they went to the gift that had that number on it, they took it, and then if they wanted somebody else's gift, they had to bring that person on and junk and pull to win that person's gift.
Oh.
Yeah, so you always know that one real, money envelope of $50, everybody would be junk and pull. Okay, I want to challenge that person for that $50 for this, Tupperware.
I'm still bitter about the white elephant. I was in a white elephant last year, and I should have picked. So if I'm in one this year, I got my strategy down. Thank you, Senator. We got to run. It's 8:01. Tuesday, December 14, 2021 on The Breeze. We're KUAM FM and Agatna, Guam. KUAM TV. Here we come. Good morning. Good morning, Guam. 802 KUAM TV. Good morning. Welcome to The Link, brought to you by Pacific Points, Calvo Enterprises, ITNE, and Jack in the Box on this Tuesday, December 14th.
We hope you've been watching for a while, because Senator Tello Taidigui just left us with some tactical gift exchange ideas.
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
And she of course said to us, she's like, oh, it's so typical guys, you wouldn't know the difference between like White Elephant and gift exchange.
Yep, that's me and Jason, just a couple typical bros.
No, honestly, like, and I must admit,
right?
I've always
just
been
a couple manly men, and we don't know anything about Christmas shopping.
I've always been terrible at
Because
wrapping
we
presents.
drink beer.
My wrapping present skill is like in the toilet and everything.
Yeah, mine too.
So when they made those, those boxes that look like they're made of like wrapping paper, I bought stock in that company.
And am I not the perfect guy? I don't, like, my wrapping sucks. I never try to improve it because in my mind, what are you going to do with it? You're just going to tear it. So why should I be one of these OCD people who's I envy them. Wow, what a skill to have. But I'm just like, give me the newspaper, give me something. I'm just going to barely cover whatever's in it.
Where do you stand on giving gift cards for Christmas? Because some people
totally support it.
Okay, it's debatably impersonal, but undeniably practical. I mean, the person gets exactly what they want when they want it. You can pick them up whenever. So if you're the ultimate procrastinator, get it like 11:59.
Yeah. Totally agree with gift cards. Hey, if you don't want gift cards, I will take it. Because it's the thought that counts, okay? You had to think about going to wherever and get the gift card, you know what I'm saying?
And most retailers now, they offer like
normalize the gift
ones.
card thing.
No.
Okay, because you don't want me to be picking clothes for you. The last time I picked clothes for you was all like, see it, so we're just going to give you the card. You go take care of it yourself. and let's be grown up about it.
Let's have a woke.
But I will get you something sweet on the side that's not necessarily like high value, but just something thoughtful, you know what I mean? But we'll supplement that with, hey, go buy yourself something.
Tell you what, let's make this a woke Christmas this
All
year.
right, how do we do that,
So
Jay?
we'll normalize gift cards and we'll stop saying white elephant because somebody's going to complain and we'll get canceled for that.
I was going to ask, how did it get named the white elephant? There's probably
Link fam, what do you guys think? Can you guys put that in comments? What is the origin of white elephant?
Thank you.
I've thought about this a couple times and I was like, I can't figure it doesn't make
Well, nowadays it's just a simple Google away. That's all. Google knows everything. It's 8:05, Tuesday, December 14, 2021. Let's go ahead and get into our 8 o'clock newscast.
Sure.
Coming up, we got Tomas Van Glotny with CNMI Regional News. We're also going to catch up with Dr. Austin Shelton. As Jay, he did a big, it was part of a TED Talk in Malaysia. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've actually thought, I was like, when is Austin going to have his own TED Talk and everything like that? Because ever since he came back when he got his doctorate from the University of Hawaii, so he's a rainbow warrior. I was like, he's destined to do like one of those TED Talks.
Right. So he's coming up. And,
were you a TED Talk addict when they first came out? Like, remember when they, like everybody would, and now it's like, it used to be bragging rights.
Was I a TED Talk addict when it first came out? I just found out what a TED Talk was last year. So no.
Everybody always be like, "Oh, I only watch TED Talks," and that
I
makes
just
me...
was like, people would make that joke. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I know it's just like, ha ha ha, that's so funny.
You're like,
it's like a TED Talk. What's that? What is a TED Talk?
What does this have to do with that little teddy bear? I bet you Tomas Mangloni is going to give a TED Talk one of these. I bet you he has already.
Right. Hey, it's 8:06, Tuesday, December 14th. Again, our 8 o'clock newscast is brought to you by Pacific Points with the very latest for the on leave, Sabrina Salas-Mantanani, Jason Salas. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is actually a somber morning for our island community as we are grieving collectively as a community for 2 more people that have lost their lives due to COVID-19 related symptoms. The 268th COVID-19 related fatality was an 83-year-old female that was unvaccinated and had underlying health conditions. She passed away at the Guam Regional Medical City here in Dededo on December 7th. 2 days later, the 269th COVID-19 related fatality occurred at the Guam Memorial Hospital in Tamuning. She was a 44-year-old unvaccinated female that had underlying health conditions as well. The island's CAR score, the metric assessing infectiousness throughout the community, is down this morning 0.2 of a point to 0.5 after 17 new positive cases were confirmed from public test sites and private clinics. We've been telling you all morning, and it does bear repeating because you do want to beware unusual and unexpected messages as well as phone calls. Reports of suspicious messages from local, domestic, and unusual or unexpected international area codes are currently under monitor by local authorities. The suspicious messengers or callers could purport several types of scams. Now, here's one thing you want to pay attention to. They could say that they're offering program assistance for paying medical bills. They may claim you have won a lottery or a sweepstakes. They may claim that your social security number has been, quote, flagged. They may claim to offer lower credit card interest rates, or they may offer to help start a business or claim to request donations for charity. Should you experience any of these numbers, any number out of the ordinary, remember what Chris and I were just saying, you can always just Google it, Google the area code, find out where it's from, and if it's outside your normal contact list and you feel kind of skeeved about it, contact authorities. Best place to go would be the Office of Civil Defense and Homeland Security. As you heard here yesterday on the link from Mayor's Council of Guam President Mayor Jesse Alig, the best nativity scene in all of Guam this year was awarded to the village of Santa Rita Sumay. Congratulations to our friends down there. Each one of Guam's villages was tasked with building a Belen display depicting the birth of Jesus Christ. Agana Heights and Mongmong Totumaiti share second place, with Mangilao coming in third. Congratulations to all the mayor's offices, all the villagers, and all of the staff for their wonderful Belens this Christmas season. Well, this New Year's Eve celebrations in Tumon is going to be admittedly a little less lively, as a Guam Visitors Bureau board meeting recently revealed by way of President Carl Gutierrez and Vice President Dr. Jerry Perez that they were unable to reach an agreement with any local fireworks provider, as the preferred provider reportedly backed out. They say, however, there will be fireworks displays downtown in Hagåtña. Let's go back to the newsroom now, as our Hannah Devanzo is standing by, and she has the rest of the morning's headlines with your link update.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa day and good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Devanzo with your headlines here on The Link. Christmas could be a little more crowded as Governor Lou Leon Guerrero announces her intention to lift social gathering restrictions by Friday through an executive order. The governor said COVID numbers have been good over the last several weeks and attributed low case counts to the people of Guam being compliant and cooperative.
You know, we have gone from a CAR score of 46 to now CAR score of 0.7 in a matter of 2 months. Of course, I am very sad of all those that have lost their lives to this virus, but we're doing everything we can to prevent from other lives being lost. So I encourage and I really persuade people to go out there and get their 3rd dose of vaccination, as it'll just better protect our people.
The governor reiterating that although getting vaccinated or the booster doesn't protect you 100% from getting COVID or the Omicron variant, the vaccination does protect you from the severity of the virus. Current restrictions for social gatherings are 25 fully vaccinated individuals for indoor and 75 for outdoor gatherings, provided no more than 10 persons are seated at a table. Those who dine outdoors do not need to show proof of vaccination. The Guam Department of Education and the Department of Public Health and Social Services clarified that the COVID-19 vaccine is not required for children just yet during the virtual town hall meeting Friday evening. Here's a recap with KUAM's Isaiah Uggan.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Department of Education held a virtual town hall meeting last Friday to give parents, guardians, and stakeholders an opportunity to share their thoughts about the COVID-19 vaccine as both agencies explores options in making the COVID jab accessible to students. Guam Education Board Chairman Mark Mendiola was in attendance on Zoom and clarified that COVID vaccination requirements are not set in stone for GDOE students as they are still accepting input from the community.
Contrary to many folks out there saying that this is a done deal, it is not. This is part of the process in which we engage our community stakeholders like Janella had mentioned.
An online survey is being conducted by DPHSS on COVID vaccinations for children, which were sent last Tuesday by GDOE. It is to get a better idea of how parents feel about the vaccine for children. DPHSS noted that the vaccinations will never be administered to minors without parent or guardian consent and that input from parents is very critical. Dr. Robert Leon Guerrero, the interim chief medical officer of DPHSS, says the COVID vaccine for children may be required once it's no longer under emergency use authorization.
It's not mandated at this time because obviously it's still EUA. And we don't really like to mandate something that's emergency use authorization. Once it becomes fully authorized, then we might consider making it mandated.
Parents, guardians, and stakeholders can still take the survey online at tinyurl.com/DPHSS-VACSurvey21. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
The Dusitani is no longer the government of Guam's quarantine facility. According to Guam Homeland Security Jenna Blas, the purchase order for the quarantine facilities at the Dusit expired on November 30. The Bayview Hotel is now GovGuam's consolidated isolation and quarantine location. Only 3 people are using the isolation facility. The governor told KUAM News a request for proposal will be going out for the quarantine site. But for now, both isolation and quarantine will be at Bayview. Blas says GHS and the Office of Civil Defense is working with the General Services Agency and Public Health to procure a consolidated facility. Current GovGuam COVID protocols require unvaccinated domestic travelers coming to Guam to present a negative PCR COVID test within 3 days of their departure date or a negative antigen test within 1 day of departure. Federal guidelines state incoming foreign travelers must have a negative antigen or PCR test within 1 day of departure, regardless of vaccination status. And in Superior Court, 42-year-old Donovan Allen Chargaloff Ornelas appeared before Judge Alberto Tolentino for a motion hearing. At this time, a psychiatric's opinion on Ornelas is to be conducted. As we reported, it was back in January when Ornelas beheaded 51-year-old Andrew Ray Castro in Santa Rita for allegedly placing his family in danger. According to court documents, Ornelas admitted he drove to Dededo and left Castro's head in an abandoned vehicle in the jungle. He was charged with murder as a first-degree felony and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony. all carrying a special allegation of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. His next court date is set for January 30th of next year. That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM's News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more. Get more.
All right, now let's go a hop, skip, and a jump about 100 miles north of us to the 670, where our Tomas Mangloni is standing by, and he has the day in Commonwealth news. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Jace, Chris, and Joe, sir. Just wanted to provide some updates from Saipan this morning. As we reported yesterday and last night, the CNMI continues to offer COVID-19 antigen testing. If you missed yesterday, about 700 people showed up yesterday, by the way, for that testing. But if you missed yesterday, you can still avail of the antigen testing on Wednesday and Saturday at the Cagman Fire Station, Garapan Fire Station, and Susupi Fire Station. Again, that's Wednesdays and Saturday this week, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They describe that this test will take about 15 to 30 minutes. When you are swabbed by part of the fire department staff, you'll be asked to drive to a parking lot where you will wait for your results. If you're negative, you're free to go. If you're positive, they ask that you go home and wait for contact tracers to call you. Yesterday, the Department of Fire PIO Rob Mojica was telling us that yesterday's testing actually did identify a few positive cases. As of this morning, we have yet to receive any report from over the weekend or yesterday's testing, but we're expected to receive the latest data sometime tonight. And just wanted to provide an update with regards to the vaccination effort here in the CNMI. 91.3% of the population has now been vaccinated. That's about 38,000 people. 11,217 people have received an additional dose. And overnight, the Supreme Court orders the temporary closure of the Guma Justicia here on Saipan. According to their press release on Monday, December 13, they ordered the temporary closure of the Guma Justicia in response to the recent surge in confirmed positive COVID-19 cases in the CNMI. The temporary closure is from Tuesday, December 14 through Friday, December 17. They write that bail, initial appearance, arraignment, family protection, emergency, and time-sensitive hearings may be set through video conferencing and teleconferencing. The judiciary staff will be teleworking through the temporary closure. They note that the court on Tinian and Rhoda will remain open for limited purposes, consistent with their order as well. And this morning at 10:30, we're expected to hear the latest from the House Committee investigating the governor. As we reported over the weekend, the NMI House Committee rejected Governor Torres's proposal in terms of having a written response or meeting with just Chair Babata, not under oath, but proposed that it be publicly broadcasted. You can read the full story on our website. Today at 10:30, the committee will reconvene. They say that if Governor Torres shows up at 10:30, they agree not to pursue a contempt charge for his no-show last week. It's yet to be seen if he'll appear. As you know, he's taken to Facebook to release a series of videos to address some of the allegations. In a letter to the committee last week, the governor's attorney says the proposal from Governor Torres was to voluntarily meet with Babata only and not under oath, with the option for the House Speaker to facilitate. He outlined other requirements, including that the meeting would be broadcast to the public and the subpoena would be withdrawn. So that was the proposal that was rejected. And the committee is convening at 10:30, and it may be likely that they will pursue a contempt charge against Governor Torres, Chris, and Jason. So that's some of the latest news coming out of the CNMI this morning.
Thank you, Tomas. Any word on preparations at all, anticipation of the Omicron variant?
Not at this moment, but we do know that it's something that they're looking at. The samples take a while to get back to us, just like Guam. I will be checking in with Public Health to be asking if CNMI samples were sent along with those Guam samples as well. But ultimately, some of the restrictions that Governor Torres put in place with regards to mask wearing and closure of non-essential government offices, that expires in a few days, and it's unclear if the restrictions will be renewed or changed for the holiday season.
All right, Tomas, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks much, Tomas.
Back to you, Jason Solis, with our 8 o'clock newscast brought to you by Pacific Points.
And as Tomas was alluding to, the NMI continues to ramp up testing, as he was saying, with rapid antigen tests, as Saipan currently has 25,000 of such tests in stock, offering free drive-through testing this week as the first surge continues.
We are expanding antigen testing to be available at the Garapan, Susupi, and Tacman fire stations.
The NMI is ramping up its COVID response with rapid antigen testing.
We have to start considering and really moving towards living COVID safe.
Saipan currently has 25,000 antigen tests in stock, offering free drive-through testing this week amid its first surge. The last time massive testing was available was last year.
It doesn't hurt to get tested. It's better to be safe. It's better to know what's going on. And, I think everyone should get tested just so that they know results. I mean, it's a scary idea thinking you're positive, but it's better to know than just we keep thinking.
Residents will receive results in 15 to 30 minutes. If you're positive, you'll be asked to go home and wait for contact tracers to call you. They've already found new COVID cases this morning. Over the weekend, new data from the case reports show a single-day record of 174 cases on December 8, 86 on December 9, 86 on December 10, and 48 were identified on December 11.
It's exhausting, but we're trying to keep this under control and trying to make sure it's contained and trying to keep the people at CNMI safe.
And what's your message to those?
Back here on Guam, the Guam Power Authority is reminding all island residents from Jigo all the way down to Humatek to keep their holiday lights and displays as safe and secure as possible this season.
The Guam Power Authority is reminding residents to keep their lights and decorations as safe and secured as possible. GPA Utility Service Administrator James Borja shares safety tips for a cheaper and safer Christmas.
We now see more and more LED lighting, right, which overall is safer than your traditional incandescent light. So by switching to LED Christmas lights, there are some benefits, right? LED Christmas lights are brighter, they last longer, and use less energy than the traditional incandescent lights, right? And also with LED Christmas lights, you are allowed to connect as much as 40 to 50 lights in a string, depending on the light count. Generally, if you can go directly to the outlet, that's better. And then if you have to use a power strip, limit also the number of lights you have on it and try to avoid plugging in an extension cord into the power strip.
As for keeping Christmas trees safe, Acting Communications Manager Joyce Sayama tells us how and provides more safety tips for outside lighting.
When purchasing an artificial tree, you look for the label fire resistant. Although this label does not mean the tree won't catch fire, but it does indicate that the tree will resist burning and should extinguish quickly. And we also have, we love our outside lights, outdoor use of those outside lights. So what you want to do is fasten your outdoor lights securely to trees, house walls, or other firm supportive, protection to protect those lights. Use insulated staples to hold strings of lights in place, and don't use nails or tacks. And you might, you want to run your strings of lights through hooks.
Borja added that before going to bed, residents shouldn't forget to turn off all Christmas lights and decorations. Putting a timer on lights is also encouraged.
You want to ensure that it's off before leaving your home to ensure that nothing could catch fire or anything could burst, right? Or maybe a circuit, or especially with lights, right? If you have too many on, you could have a trip fuse, a short somewhere that could cause an electrical fire.
GPA would like to remind their customers that if they receive a call from anyone asking for payment on their utilities, to report it right away. Borja confirmed that GPA does not contact customers to demand payment. If you receive a call like this, contact 647-5787 or send an email at customersfirst@gpagwa.com. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
And now, of course, here's Uncle King Conception with your morning headlines in Guam's native tongue. Here's your Chamorro.
Buenas tardes, tigetsun to bikunut Chamorro ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Kalang posisyon na nalazan mo si dinanya pag na Christmas, ane anunsya magahaga lulyong grer na intensyon na sa proha sa tourism restriction gi na nunsusyad, gesti mamela na business, inti na din eksekutibo. Ilinga silang grer na san malikin numeron maninana din i-COVID, inti man mapos na semana siya. Hasangan na tagwini ST, sentak papaikwenta sa puritaw-tauta ni Mansen Osgun sa Mansen Afamaulik. Masasangan na epok komunidad na ufan mabakuna, no minatres na amod, sama sa pretehi itaw-tauta. Ang mensahe din webo na masa STC na amod binakuna sa tiaprinite o kabalis kontra COVID-19 pada di Omicron na variant, iman mabakuna esta sa mas permanente ni inadat niya. Mapaprakta ko pago na restriction sa social gathering isan halong guma sa tisinya mas ki 25 na tao-tao. Nesta man mabakuna sa 65 na dinan niya tao-tao gisan hizong, kumuti mas ki 10 na tao-tao mandadaneg yung lamasa. Adya man yung tutsugi sa hizong sa tinisaryo na mapreban man mabakuna siya. Masasunto, Aji dusit tani na hotel sa estatic facilidad karantina para gobernament tungguhan. Si Guanem Homeland Security na spokeswoman si Jenna Gamendi Blas i-purchase order para quarantine facilities gi dusit sa expire gi 10 gi November. I-Bayview Hotel sa Adzu Pago i-consolidated isolation and quarantine na lugar para gobernamento. Tesa na tauto man sa sadbi adzu na lugar. I-goberno sa sangani KUM News nagwaha sempri request ni gobernamento para manahuzong para sa karantina lo para Pago i-Bayview na hotel na gaigi quarantine na isolation ha. Ilinga si Blas na Homeland Security sa Opisina ni Civil Defense sa mafatsutsu sa ni General Services na ahensya sa ni Departamento sa Salud Publiko para maaligo sa na fasilidad no sinya dumanya i-quarantine sa ni isolation. Para pag-reglamento ni gobernamento para COVID sa explika na manahalom siya na tao-tao gigi isla sa debi di mapresentazi negatibo na PCR COVID test inti 3 dias anti di madingoy tanaw niya pasunod negatibo na test antigen inti un dia anti di madingoy lugar niya. Inis gayong federal ha explika na manahalom na tao-tao gigi ni otro banda pero ki Estados Unidos sa debi di negatibo test antigen pat PCR inti un dia na tempo anti di madingoy lugar niya masya hafa na estao ibinakunan niya. Yuto mo na sunto para pago na matis kin finut sa moro gin ni KUAM News mananagay senador siya para masenata na di mapapraktik na kondisyon ni man hire para fan matsol sige Guam Memorial na ospital. Yung meluli komite ng salud gila legislatura si Speaker Teresa Lai sa para nagwaha oversight na hearing para maigsima adzi above step recruitment gi GMH para manasiguro na silapi para adzu ti inamod igasta para mas kritikal na problema siya para ospital. Sigon yung opisina ng Speaker Terlahi ibakante gi GMH a limited term na hire kontratan si Bishop siya i-above step recruitments dyan hinasan sweldo para physical na sakan 2020 dyan 2022 sa doon siya na tiklo para madiskuti gi hearing i-oversight para matutuwa ni hearing pagi ilas-stress gitaloani. Para Guam News Network, Guam Sikin Conception. Yasuto ifinut sa muro sa presenta dyan hinafatto ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
We want to get you up to speed now on the tragedy happening in the states as recovery efforts continue in 5 states hit by a cluster of tornadoes Friday night. Dozens died, but the death toll is not as high as originally thought. Laura Podesta is near a factory in the town of Mayfield, Kentucky, with the latest.
There are more stories of survival and devastating loss from the candle factory in western Kentucky, leveled by a powerful tornado. It was filled with employees, including Autumn Kirks, who was working the Friday night shift alongside her boyfriend. He didn't make it out alive.
They said take cover, and I could still see him when they yelled take cover, and I don't know what happened, how I got out and he didn't.
That tornado was one of several that ripped through the Midwest over the weekend, killing dozens. Kentucky was hardest hit.
Our state was hit by at least 4 tornadoes. One stayed on the ground in Kentucky for at least 200 miles, devastating anything in its path. Our best count for confirmed deaths are 64 Kentuckians.
In the town of Mayfield, twisted sheet metal, downed power lines, and wrecked cars lined the streets. Windows are blown out and roofs torn off buildings.
It's just upsetting, to know that that's the town that you grew up in and everything, his memories is all gone.
This entire neighborhood in Mayfield is a shell of what it once was. Residents have pulled out belongings that could be saved, but there are no homes for them to go back to. About an hour northeast in Hopkins County, a tornado derailed a freight train, scattering dozens of cars. Homes and businesses in the area are demolished.
This is like a nuclear bomb went off.
Across Kentucky, tens of thousands of people are without power. Mayfield officials are warning residents who didn't lose their homes that they could be without heat, water, and electricity for a long time. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Mayfield, Kentucky.
All right, and of course, our prayers and thoughts are with the people in the Bluegrass State. We'll get you up to speed as situations develop there. Now let's move back home now for our next interview. Is joining us in the KM Newsroom room, a good friend of ours, someone who hasn't been on the show in quite a while, but we welcome him back because he's doing really good things for our island community. Dr. Austin Shelton, who I would assume, Doc, now I know about your backstory and your resume well enough to know that a man wearing a wonderful island print shirt like that must have gotten a doctorate at the University of Hawaii, and a man with that many wonderful books on the back probably is into sustainability.
Today, that's right, Jason.
I'm 2 for 2.
University of Hawaii. But happy to be back home at the University of Guam.
Very cool.
And these are actually not books. These are green banana paper notebooks here in our G3 Circular Economy Makerspace at the Chamorro Village.
Oh, very cool.
For Christmas, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, since we're talking about, thanks for bringing that up. I guess I'm only batting 500 now. At least I got the shirt part right. Over your left shoulder, that's a wonderful shelf there and everything like that. Can you describe exactly what that is? Because that's really clever.
Well, it's the place that we're in is called the G3 Circular Economy Makerspace and Innovation Hub. So they made that special circular shelf right here on our CNC router, which is a really cool machine that you can take waste products like discarded lumber or discarded plastics and turn it into new marketable products. And so that's a beautiful demonstration that we have right here on the wall, and that's what we're trying to do at the G3 Circular Economy Makerspace is to create new products out of what are traditionally considered waste and spark new green industries on the island.
And hopefully this technology, because I remember before when I was looking into like CNC stuff and, like the whole 3D printing revolution, everybody thought it was, going to completely take over across industry maybe about 10 years ago. Really, really cool practical applications in internal medicine, in fabrication, obviously, computing, what have you. It could be made, right? But it was unbelievably expensive at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, has that
possibilities are endless.
Yeah,
and so we've got that CNC router. There's also a large laser cutter. We have several 3D printers, and there's more machines on the way to do incredible things. If you're an entrepreneur or just an artist, you're a tinkerer. This is going to be a place to gather across a few spaces here at the Chamorro Village, and we want to help spark these new green industries and get our community and small businesses going around sustainability, because it's not just about the environment. It's really about new economic growth for our island.
Now, as far as, sustainability, we have infinite respect for that. But as far as technology, I remember before, about a decade ago, 3D printing, it was really, really slow and very, very expensive. So has that gotten a little bit more accessible for the average guy like me?
Well, it does take time. And if you want to build something complex, like what we've done a couple weeks ago, is that we made a component for the bottom of a drone that we are going to be dropping larger seed balls out of into our watersheds to reduce erosion and improve the health of our coral reefs. That probably took 10 hours or so to print, but it's really, you can do intricate things, and then we take that new technology and our STEM training and then combine that with our island wisdom here, that we know that, well, we need the certain part to fit the dowek seed, right? Those trees that are planted along the shoreline in Hagåtña along the Liberation Parade route. Mm-hmm. We combine those two schools of thought together, and we can do really cool things.
Very cool. And apropos to all of this amazing work that you're doing and everything like that, you actually kind of encapsulated all of these ideas and everything and presented them at a tech talk at JA Malaysia, right? That's a phenomenal.
Oh, TED Talk. Thank you. Yeah, TED Talk's tomorrow night actually, with JA Malaysia. But yeah, it's all about climate change in these different countries, what they're doing, youth-led movements in Brunei, Malaysia, India. And so I'm just really fortunate that JA Guam asked or coordinated and asked me to be the speaker to represent Guam on climate change.
Okay, so and now I guess I'm dating myself here because I'm old enough to remember when TED Talks first became a thing. The parameters were very, very rigid and very unforgiving. You had 3 minutes tops to talk about like anything and everything like that. So how long will you actually have to like properly, kind of like put forth your idea and kind of like win the room?
5 to 7 minutes for this one. Yeah, there are different, time lengths for different types of TED Talks. So this one, I'm told I'll have 5 to 7 minutes to try to make that case.
That's cool. Can you speak a little bit about, because, we've got a global audience here on the show because we're on Facebook, but, because Guam youth, we grow up with such a natural connection to nature and such reverence for, for the environment that we've been blessed with and everything like that. When it comes to sustainability, I would assume that like we gravitate a little bit easier to it. How is Guam's sustainability, momentum and everything compared to other countries, other places throughout the world?
Oh, the momentum of sustainability here in Guam is tremendous. Like we have been talking quite a bit about the Guam Green Growth Initiative over the past year or so. And what that does for Guam is that we're plugged into a global network of other islands in sustainability, and we get to lead the way. We have this incredible dashboard that shows all the data across different sectors on how Guam is contributing to that. We have implementation projects like a community garden in Hagåtña, this makerspace here in Chamorro Village, and we just keep expanding to do more different projects like aquaponics in the villages. So that's getting a lot of traction, not just in for our local audience, but I think we're getting a lot of global recognition as Guam being in island sustainability.
And kind of one other thing that's indicative of our island culture is, we've never been like a people that just says, oh, look at how cool we are at sustainability. We got it right off the bat. You should be like us. Ha ha ha. Envy is a sin, that whole thing. And we want to make sure that like other countries, other territories, other islands and everything like that can learn from us. And we're more than willing to share, the knowledge that we've accrued so that everybody can partake of this.
Absolutely, and that's what's really important about these network of islands working together. That there are lessons, in places like Curacao and Seychelles that are doing incredible sustainability work that we might not have thought of here in Guam, and we're able to adapt those ideas and bring it to scale here in Guam. But we're definitely, I don't think we've got too much pride or bragging rights here in Guam. There's so much for us to learn, and there's so much for us to do to create a sustainable future. But we just want to bring all of the partners together and try to make those things happen for the island.
Well, thanks for bringing that up. I was going to say, from the pessimist perspective and everything like that, like obviously, we're not as good as we could be, and we always strive to get better. The biggest room in the world is a room for self-improvement. What do we have to do to take our sustainability momentum, as you said, to the next level?
Well, one of the thoughts that I'm going to try to share tomorrow in the TED Talk is that climate change, we're thinking about how it impacts us here in Guam, that we have rising sea levels. We're seeing that in the news recently throughout Micronesia. There's the shorelines are inundated. People have to evacuate. It's a terrible situation. We also have rising sea surface temperatures that are causing our coral reefs to bleach. And we know we have more frequent storms throughout our region. But, that being said, what could we do as an island people? We're not going to be able to halt all the global carbon emissions everywhere. So things that we can do are to take control over our own island sustainability. And two of the big sustainability challenges that we can see every day is that we import way too many things, right? We import 90% of all of the food and goods that we consume. And then those turn into associated waste products. We have to dig holes in the ground and fill it with trash. Pretty soon we're going to run out of space. And so the approach that I would like to encourage tomorrow in this TED Talk is about how we can do things like in the circular economy makerspace, where we keep materials in use. We stop thinking about trash as waste and start thinking about it as resources. And that's a way to fuel green economic growth and this economic diversification, which is so important and on the top of people's minds right now on our island. So we want to show how sustainability is relevant and how we can make a difference to create a sustainable future for all of us here.
Okay. Doc, going forward, I know one of the big challenges anytime you have, such a necessary but such a daunting challenge like this is trying to put these ideas and, get inside the mind of industry because, it brings so much to the economy and so much, in terms of, like you said, import goods, exports, revenue, obviously. But that is a challenge because these are really big companies. I know Amazon, I believe, has said by 2030 they want to be carbon neutral. I think Apple said by 2045 or 2040 they actually want to be carbon negative and everything. So what is your long-term goal about maybe approaching island industry and then just saying, you should probably start your roadmap about how you can be a better partner for the environment?
I think what we need to do is take these big concepts that's actually really popular, like in Amazon and Apple, other industries about the circular economy, where you regenerate natural systems, you keep materials in use, and you just design out waste completely. How can we translate that into the island context? What does that mean for us here as islanders? Because we're not going to make our own cell phones, anytime soon. But what we could do is look at things like discarded lumber and discarded plastics. And we have precious plastics machines here in the makerspace where you can shred plastic, heat it, and then extrude it into new products that could be useful. Something like we are, our makerspace circular economy coordinator is speaking with plumbers, for example. Is there a part that you can make for the plumbing industry in Guam where you can offset this piece that we've always imported? Practical things like that. And what kind of island context things can we take from our resources here and turn it into something that we need so that we can offset some of those imports, which means we keep more of our local dollars on our island.
And that too is revolutionary because I remember, again, going back to the origins of, 3D printing and the whole CNC revolution is they said, the key was that the filament that will be used to produce, that material and everything like that was kind of hard to come by and, again, kind of expensive. But, you're actually saying there's value and there's a huge opportunity in being able to reuse the materials you already have in the home and say, like you said, like if you're a washer breaks on your plumbing or something like that, just make your own.
Yes, absolutely. And so we could figure out the needs of our community for common pieces like that, and then create the molds with these machines that can carve out metal. Here it's called like a Tormach machine, and we're going to have that in the makerspace. So you put all these things together, and it will contribute to our island sustainability with this technological and STEM approach, which is really cool that these partnerships between the university and the government of Guam can bring together.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit of maybe like a snapshot or the Cliff Notes version or the major takeaways, the bullet points of your TED Talk tomorrow?
Well, I think it would be like the big picture is that what can we do to solve climate change on a local level or in the island context, and that's to do things within our control. And we can create more island sustainability by addressing our waste issues and our import issues, and that's through this makerspace concept. I'll be showing a few of the and the early types of products that members of our community are making. So if we can turn these waste products into new marketable products and useful products, then we are creating more resilience against the climate change impact. So that's sort of the overall big picture that I'd like to show, and also that it's going to contribute to new green economic growth for the island.
Okay, so this is, again, a TED Talk for Junior Achievement Malaysia, correct, right? So,
correct, yes.
Yeah, so is this a public thing? Because, of course, if this was a public venue and everything, like, we'd have so many of your fellow Guamanians who go there, holding up the Guam flag and saying, go Austin and everything like that, just because we want to support you in your work. But is this going to be a free resource that that anyone interested can just stream into?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to, I believe JA Guam is posting it on their social media, and I'll make sure that it's posted on our University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability social media. It's free registration for tomorrow night, and it will be a virtual event, and invite the island to and check it out. It will be, a few things that I'm talking about, but I think there's going to be incredible learning to be had from Brunei, Malaysia, India, all of the other incredible things that are happening in Southeast Asia.
Okay, and can I just ask you, this isn't, Jason Salas from KUAM talking to Dr. Austin Shelton with UOG. This is just Jace to Austin, right? How cool is it that you're actually going to be giving a TED Talk? I think that is like next level cool, man.
Absolutely. I'm really fortunate that, I think that there's a lot of ways to get more reach for our whole community. I think there's a lot of us that have been out there in virtual meetings, getting the word out about Guam and all the cool things that we're doing in all of these multiple platforms. So just to get invited to a TED one is a really cool opportunity, kind of one of those bucket list things. So I'm excited about it.
And that of course speaks volumes to the level of responsibility that is now on your shoulders to represent our community, and certainly someone learned and as experienced as you are and everything like that. We know we're in good hands when it comes to you putting out this information.
Well, yeah, that's really kind, Jason, but we've got an incredible team here at the University of Guam, and with all of our partners doing amazing work in sustainability. So I'm just one part of that, and we want to create the sustainable future together.
Okay, so we can check out the UOG Facebook page if you want to watch Dr. Austin Shelton's.
Yep, Center for Island Sustainability.
Okay,
UOG CIS.
Okay, what time of day is this going to be tomorrow?
I believe it's going to be 6 p.m. Guam time.
Okay. So tell you what, everybody,
the sessions will start.
Have your laptop and your phone. Watch Chris and I on the news, and then you can watch Austin doing his thing with the TED Talk too. All right. Hey,
yeah, we can double stream now.
Yeah, there you go. We got enough bandwidth on the island. So, hey, congratulations to you. That's a fantastic achievement and everything like that. We wish you good luck and happy holidays to you and your team, as well as your family. And break a leg in your Tech Talk, bro.
Thanks so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks,
all right,
Jason.
have a good one.
Take care, Chris.
KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Magonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home. Because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Docomo Pacific. Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
The Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tamoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio. KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapoco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla!
KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link, brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
Half a day. My name is Jesse Allig, and I'm the mayor of the beautiful village of Piti and the president of the Mayor's Council of Guam. Our mayors and vice mayors work on resolving many different issues throughout the day. Now, we're focusing our efforts to recruit 19 new foster families. The numbers vary, but we have hundreds of our own neglected and abused children in need of a home. Auntie Fina Tanatongo, a veteran foster mom, says, all you need is love. If you have a little room in your home and a lot of love in your heart, please join our campaign trail and call the mayor's office to find out how you can become a foster mom or dad. Help us give our children the gift of family.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
And good morning, 854. The Link, Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITN, and Jack in the Box. The news flash, Jay, I think your present's stuck in Richmond.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Drat.
Richmond, California. You just say those words on Guam and everybody knows exactly what you're
Sour
talking
face.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad face emoji.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about and you order anything online, particularly from Amazon, and normally, under normal conditions, you would get your stuff in around, if you don't subscribe to Amazon Prime, right, and you get like the shipping bonuses, we typically get our stuff in about a week and a half, maybe 10 days.
Yeah.
Several years ago, Richmond, California, I believe it's in Northern California, was this, like, it's a regional shipping part. So apparently Guam's stuff will only ship to Guam once the container is full. So if you just happen to order stuff and you're like way at the front of the container, then you got to wait. I've ordered just regular books that I've had to wait for like 2 months for.
Wow. Books?
Yeah.
What are those?
These things made of paper, and they're bound, and you move your eyes back and forth, and it's very entertaining.
Oh, so it's like a Kindle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you need your own light source.
856. Tuesday treats with 3 Squares Marketplace. Guys, I'm on a fast because I'm getting my blood work, so I'm calling you up. We have today from 3 Squares Marketplace, guys, Ginatan and Mango Laddystone cookies. Oh, man, of all the days. Have you had a Ginatan before, Jay?
I've not, but Joseph was trying to explain it to me. So it's kind of like, it's like a tapioca porridge, right, sir? Yes. He said that's exactly what it is, like a porridge, and it's got the tapioca.
It's a naturally sweet delicacy of tapioca, jackfruit, bananas, coconut milk, other fruits of the Pacific. Check out 3 Squares Marketplace for Mama's Ginatan. And for all your holiday gifting, visit 3 Squares Marketplace for Laddystone cookies, gift boxes. Those are pretty cool. They make a great present, right? Especially people off island. This is the kind of thing that you send to someone from Guam who's living in the States, and they are never going to eat it.
Okay, and there's the key, because if we send out there, they don't get stuck in Richmond. Richmond is only from the States to here.
Yes, so
you send it to your friend. Your friend's going to get it in a week, and they're going to be happy.
Send it! Yeah. All right, you can check out 3 Squares Marketplace, 646-2652 for more details. All right, it's Ginatan and Laddystone cookies from 3 Squares Marketplace.
With more than just a hint of mango in them.
Yeah, delicious, delicious, delicious. Thank you so much, 3 Squares Marketplace. Remember, 646-2652. Get you some of those Christmas cookies. Grab some stuff for the office. I know a lot of you guys are having office gatherings for Christmas coming up this week and next week. So be sure to stop by and check them out at 3 Squares. It's 3 Squares Marketplace. We're back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
Catch the 2021
I
Taiwan
didn't get
Guam
screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful. They're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into the link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on the link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
Because it is Tuesday, that means it's time for Hafa Health, where our friends at FHP Health Center are bringing you the very best information that you can use today. This isn't like, 20-year plan and everything like that. We bring on learned experts that let you know what you can do to live a happy and healthy island lifestyle. And it's not, like splitting the atom and everything like that. Simple steps, simple strategies, very, very effective right off the bat. And we welcome to the Zoom room for the first time, hopefully not the last time, because Joné Delgado is going to talk about a very important topic about eating during the holidays. Okay, everybody's ears just perked up and they heard eating. Okay, so Joné, welcome to the show, first of all. We're very happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, and you are a registered dietitian, so I'm sure you've got your work cut out for you here on Guam because, of course, food isn't just sustenance and nourishment for us. It's a form of currency. Food on Guam was our first social media way back.
For sure. And food is love here on Guam. The hospitality, that's how we show our hospitality and love is through food.
Exactly. And you're a girl whose family originates from Agani Heights. And so, like, you know, I'm from there too. And, you know, real small village and everything. Everybody knows each other. We gather, you know, we bring food to each other's tables and everything. And that's such a wonderful way to live your life. But also, it's got consequences.
Yes, it definitely does. If there's no portion or mindset, mindful eating going into it, for sure it does.
Mm-hmm. So as a professional dietitian and everything like that, this type of year, I would assume for people in your line of work it's particularly dicey because, you know, it's a time of, you know, a family gathering again, of probably, you know, people would say, oh, it's a time of great festivities and celebrating. I'd like to say gluttony.
Yeah.
So what are some general tips that you can maybe give to people based on what they traditionally do during the holidays as far as eating?
Yeah, for sure. During this time, especially starting from November, right? It goes Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's. People have this they're afraid to eat, or they see food as like guilt, or they have some shame because they know they're going to overeat or possibly overeat. They always think of these two options that they have to restrict or indulge. But the bottom line is that you can do both. And as a dietitian, we try to find that balance and encourage that balance to make sure you guys have a positive relationship with food. And so during this time of year, some tips I do have is, you know, we have a lot of parties coming up, not just one or two on a specific day, but go into a party with a positive mindset. Don't set any foods off limits, because studies have definitely shown that if you do that, what happens is you find that food more appealing. And so what happens after that, you do overeat, and we don't want you to feel groggy or full at the end of the day. So go into it with a positive mindset, but also practice that mindful eating. And I don't know if people are aware of what that means, but just be more aware of what foods you will be eating, what you are eating at the time. Kind of follow my plate recommendations. Dietitians say this all the time, right? Use a plate. Half of it should be vegetables or fruit, 1/4 of it grain, the other portion protein. But the main goal is to add that lean protein, high carbohydrates that are full with fiber to keep you more satiated. Another trick I do have during the holidays is this 80-20 rule. So still like that balance I talked about, 80% should be focusing on the nutrient-dense foods. So the good carbs, good protein, good vegetables, fruit, and grains, and dairy. And of course, the lower fat if possible. I know the good foods have the very high fat, but the 20% still indulge in some of the foods that only come once a year, right? So like vanilla sagu, you know, we don't get that pretty throughout the year. We usually get it at Christmas time.
I was going to ask you about that. This is also a time of the year when people consciously only eat certain things during these last 2 months of the year, and then they actually they avoid it at the end of the year because it's got more sentimental value.
Yeah, and then you get more frustrated, or you feel like regret. Oh man, I should have ate that when I had the time to. So have like a balanced, good mindset. So 80%, make sure you're eating those nutritious foods. Therefore, 20% of the time you can still indulge in the foods that only come around during the year. But another thing, not just being mindful with what you're eating, but being mindful of what you're drinking. So at this time, sweetened sugar beverages, so like hot cocoa, eggnog, even alcoholic beverages, make sure you are hydrating with water prior to drinking alcoholic beverages, drinking in between alcoholic beverages, spreading them out. But those sugar sweetened beverages have a lot of calories. And if you were to compare, let's say 3 pastries to an alcoholic drink, they actually can equal the same calories. So just be more mindful when it comes to that. And then also be more aware of your hunger cues. You know, it's very easy for us to kind of go for seconds because, we're very excited with the food that's on the table. So ask yourself after your first plate, ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Do I need to go back? Should I take a break? Kind of teach yourself how to portion and have that self-control during the holidays. I know it's easier said than done, but if you practice that throughout the whole year, it becomes more easier.
Now, even though you are an expert, you know, and you've gone to school for a very long time to learn about, you know, the digestive system and the way that, you know, that food is processed and used throughout the body, like I'm sure you would agree that a lot of people, especially here in the island, we don't eat with our stomachs, we eat with our eyes. And you walk to like a Chamorro or Filipino table, your fiesta table, and it's a mile and a half long, and it's got everything under the sun you would want to eat. How do you actually condition yourself to say, everything looks so good, but I know Janae was telling me, I got to use the 80-20 rule and everything like that. But it's almost like that song, like my stomach's telling me no, but my eyes keep saying yes.
Right. And it's very common, right? You're only human. You're probably going to look with your eyes. And so a lot of tips for not overeating during this time of year is, again, staying mindful, but never go to a party hungry. And, some people are like, oh, I'm not going to eat throughout the day because I'm so excited about what's good during the party. I want to make sure I have enough room. Have a small snack with high fiber. Therefore, when you go to a party, your portions are smaller. Stay hydrated as much as possible throughout the day. You don't want to have those headaches from dehydration.
So you're actually almost talking about pre-partying. You're conditioning. You're conditioning your system to actually not be. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that approach before.
Pre-party and then during the party. So this is to answer your question is, when the table is opening up, right? We're taking off the foils off all of those dishes. Make sure you kind of look at that table before you fill up your plate. This will kind of help you track your balance on your portions. And again, that whole My Plate 80-20 rule. With the My Plate, we kind of use our hands too. Grain should be the size of our fist, protein the size of our palm. Doesn't mean pile it up on the plate, right? But just focus on those portion sizes. But look at that table before you kind of fill it up. Look for those vegetables, pile the vegetables first, then the protein, still have those carbohydrates, knowing that carbs are more of an empty calorie if you're looking at white rice, right? Compared to like a leaner protein or roasted vegetables. But then also take a step away from the table when you do finish your first meal. Spend time with your family and friends, because not only is this time for eating, but also for enjoying the quality time with the loved ones. And then kind of take some time for the food to digest so you are not increasing the risk of overeating.
Okay. Would you maybe recommend that as someone who maybe hosts parties, like if I was hosting a Christmas party at my house and everything, I might not want to actually leave all of the entrees out, therefore producing more temptation. Maybe I'll say, okay, everybody eat, and after an hour, I'll wrap up all the food, and that's when I break out the karaoke machine, and it's like, all right, let's do something else.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's a good tip too, is kind of setting or bringing out smaller meals first, and then later on bringing more stuff out for people to enjoy. Because we know we're going to get seconds. There's always that chance. And so kind of bringing out, let's say you bring out the vegetables first, and then later down the road, bring out the other dishes.
Okay. Well, Janae, I mean, these are wonderful tactical approaches to eating better, to eating less, and to be able to control what you do. But, there's a lot of people out there who say, I've got a game plan already. I'm going to go, completely nuts during the holidays and everything like that. And once January 1st hits, I'm going to work out like a demon. I'm going to, be completely diligent to my dietary plan and everything like that. So what would you recommend for people that are just like, okay, that's their strategy, and they say after New Year's and everything like that, then they want to get back on the right path?
And that's completely fine, right? It's very normal, very common. But I always try to tell people, because usually people don't want to see me during this time. They'll come during January 1st and be like,
"You're the Debbie Downer during the holidays," right?
But then there are some people that come to me just to keep them accountable. But usually people, the January 1st comes around and they're like resolutions here and there. But to first start off, just lose the guilt. Even though you overate during the holidays, this is your time to get back on track. And this is also a time you have a whole year to kind of practice the healthier lifestyle changes that you can do. So yeah, don't feel guilty. Enjoy your food. Just be more mindful as much as possible. And then starting January 1st, this is where you can find that balance. It's important to make those smart goals. SMART actually means small, measurable, reasonable, attainable, and timely. And so this can just be, okay, I'm going to cut out soda every dinner. Very, very small, timely. Cut out soda every dinner for the next month or so. And as you will see, is like when people start to achieve this goal, they start to make more, they get excited, they see the results in their lab work, they see the results in their body. It gets them very excited for them to kind of make more goals. But this is where the planning really comes on, and you'll see a lot of meal planning with family, and also more people going out, hopefully more people exercising more.
Okay. Well, of course, this, but this time of year is typically the way food is prepared also can be very, very rich. And like
Right.
some people like when they have the prime rib, they like that little bit of fat on the side. They like people like milk in that, or they like the cheesecake with the extra cherries on top and everything. when it comes to food preparation, what are some some tips that you can provide the community about making sure that even when we put the food out and serve it to our guests and to ourselves and everything like that we're actually eating food that is responsibly prepared?
Yeah. So are you talking about like food safety?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So for food safety, here on Guam, right, sometimes we just leave the foods out for more than 3 or 4 hours, but the recommendation is to not leave it out anymore. But when it comes to eating healthier foods during the holiday, like I said, one tip we can do is bring our own dish that is in the healthier way. So for example, Thanksgiving, I prepared like sweet potato brownies, and no one actually knew. It was kind of like a test for my family to see if they can kind of tell if it was a healthier option.
Can you please share the recipe with us for that? Sweet potato brownie sounds fantastic.
Sweet potato brownies, higher in fiber, therefore one piece actually fills up a lot of people, because usually with the regular brownies it's just flour, and they start to eat more of it because of the lack in fiber.
Yeah.
Another one for Thanksgiving was a crustless pumpkin pie. And by doing that, you still have that taste, you still enjoy it. It's lower in calories, but still higher in fiber.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other tips that you might want to give people, or maybe for some people, like it's we talked about the eyes, we talked about the stomach and everything like that. For some people, it's like even like a mental block, or we believe so much here on Guam about community, and some people go to the food line in the party, and they deliberately overstack their plate because they don't want to insult the host of the party, and they don't want to make it seem like, oh, you only got a couple pieces of chicken, was my food not good enough for you? You know how that is. The guilt trip kicks in from the other side.
Definitely. And you can politely say no, right? But it's easier said than done. But like I said, the main goal is to enjoy the food you are eating during this holiday. Just be more mindful. And if you do overeat, you can come set an appointment with me, and I can help keep you accountable during the year to put you back on your goals. We'll actually come up with an individualized plan, because health is not just nutrition, right? It also includes like exercise, stress management, and improving your sleep. So I can help you kind of come up with an individualized plan that works for you. But definitely, if people are saying, how come you're only eating this little, just, come up with a game plan. Be like, oh, I have another party I have to go to. I just want to make sure I enjoy the foods here, and then make sure I enjoy the food somewhere else. Leave some room. You don't have to tell them, oh, I'm on a diet, because then people think of that as a negative thing. But just kind of politely say no, and kind of come up with a plan that works best for you.
And, I really appreciate, Janae, how you when you were sharing your own recipes, how, you were saying they were both desserts. You made sweet potato brownies, and you made crustless pumpkin pie. Like some people would say, okay, I'm going to prepare the fried chicken in a different way, or, I may use a certain different oil that's healthier when I put like the fried stuff together and everything like that. But you actually went straight for the desserts. Yeah. And made that a healthier part, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, there's still a balance when it comes to nutrition. Never restrict yourself of one specific food. You can make, I always tell patients, right, any healthy food can actually be unhealthy. It depends on the cooking method you actually do, or the ingredients that you have. So experiment. Like, for example, stay away from the frying, but do like grilling, braising, or steaming. That still can make it a little bit more healthier. Cut down on the salted butter, change it to unsalted butter, kind of look for olive oil and not like vegetable oil. You can change it up to make it healthier, but still enjoyable and still actually very tasty.
Okay. Now, this seems like a lot of information and a lot of work, people out there, but people like Janae make it really, really easy. Simple decisions, small steps, and everything like that can go a really, really long way, and your body is going to really thank you for it.
Oh, for sure. You will actually be surprised just by making those small goals and small changes. It will definitely benefit you, not just with overall health, but mental health too.
Okay, well, Janae, that's our time, but I'd like to give you the last word to just, say anything that people might want to know about when they head to the that fantastic place called the Party Table in about 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, please enjoy all the food. Have the good quality time with friends and family. Get rid of the guilt, get rid of the shame. We are only human. Try to go for those vegetables, those protein fruits, fruits and vegetables, proteins, and grains. Try to hydrate and also kind of have a game plan. Therefore, you won't feel like groggy or full, and therefore you can have better quality time with others.
Oh, sorry. Last question. I just thought about this. Does the time of day when you eat, does that have any significant impact on your body? Because I know there's this myth that they said if you eat later at night, you can have nightmares and everything like that. But if you plan, your family party maybe later on at night, because I know some people do it like 8, 9 at night. If you eat later on in during the day and everything like that, could that have a more substantial effect on your body?
It could be. The best answer to a lot of nutrition questions is it depends. So it depends on what food you eat. For example, if you eat a heavy fat meal, what might happen? Acid reflux, you might feel like that heartburn, therefore it'll keep a lot of people up. A lot of sugar, it doesn't just affect kids, it also affects a lot of adults too. So it depends. I would encourage to try to eat before that 8, 9 o'clock, just so it can kind of digest, so you have a better sleep, and therefore you can wake up feeling more refreshed. Make sure you hydrate during the night. Hydration is key, to be
Absolutely.
honest.
Okay. So we're going to go grab a couple glasses of water right now and take the knowledge that you have now given us as a holiday gift and everything like that, and make sure that we practice what we preach this Christmas and New Year's and everything. So, Janae, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and your team at FHP. We really appreciate it.
Yes, happy holidays.
Yeah, and we want to have you back on the show and everything because this has been fantastic.
Thank you, and I would definitely share those recipes with you guys, and you can share it around.
Yes, please. Okay, yes. As soon I was absolutely in when you said sweet potato brownies. I was like, okay, sign me up. Take my money, please.
Sounds weird, but I promise it's tasty.
Okay, okay. So, it sounds beautiful, actually. So thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, please stay tuned, everybody, because the link continues right after this.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into the link every Tuesday for FHP Hoffa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hoffa Health Tips on the link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
FM.
Morning. It's December 14th. Sabrina Salas-Mantanani on leave this week. But thank you so much, Three Squares Marketplace, for Tuesday treats. A little bit of the St. Francis Children's Choir right here. Classic stuff. You know, we're doing a great series with the members of the KUAM podcast network called Seasons Eatings. All right, we had a great recipe from our friend Glenn, the Hawaiian Delight wedding cake. This was, oh my God, Rebecca. It was yellow cake, and then there was a cream cheese Cool Whip frosting with chopped up pineapple. And there was nuts too, right, sir? Or coconut, toasted coconut. Oh, my God. It was so good. Yeah, he made it rain down the coconut. It was so good. And now our friend Chubby, I don't think Jess from Boca Box is going to be making like a Hawaiian Delight cake. Pretty sure he probably won't be making that. But he is making something very healthy and tasty. For Seasons Eatings, we present Jesse Rosario from the Boca Box with his popular roasted vegetable recipe right here on the link. It is Seasons Eatings.
Off a day, everybody. It's Jess from the Boca Box. I got Chef Francis here with me. Chef Francis, what's brown and sticky? A stick. Chef Francis, what is orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Merry Christmas, everybody. If you're like us, you know that you're going to have a very, very festive holiday season. And although we're going to be enjoying time with family and friends, we can't forget that we need to still be healthy. And a lot of times when you go to family functions and parties, there's minimal to no vegetables at all. So to stay healthy, we're going to set ourselves up for success. And by doing that, we're going to show you how to make a quick, healthy, and delicious holiday dish. We like to do roasted vegetables. Super easy, super simple. We have some zucchini, we have some carrots, some red onions, and some Brussels sprouts. Now, the beauty about this dish is you don't just have to use these vegetables. You can use whatever you have at home. One good thing about it also is that you're gonna get the kids, you're gonna get all the adults to eat it, because you're just gonna bring out the flavors of the vegetables very, very naturally. We're not gonna add a lot to it. We're gonna let the vegetables do the work, and it's gonna keep us healthy. So Chef Francis will show you how to make it, and I'll pass it on to him.
Happy holidays, Guam. Well, what we did with the veggies, we cut it into evenly sized pieces so that they can cook evenly. Like we have the zucchini and the carrots, the red onions, and the Brussels sprouts. So first thing that you want to do is to mix it. So put them in the bowl. Today we're using olive oil and healthy fat. So drizzle a little oil, not too much, because you don't want to have the vegetables wilt. Mix it a little bit. Add a little pepper. Little salt. We got ground thyme and rosemary. And now we mix. After you mix them, you put them on a tray. And then we're gonna put them in the oven for 15 minutes at 350. You would like to get charred, like a charred color and appearance on the vegetables, and make sure that they're cooked. Now that our oven is preheated to 350, we're gonna pop these suckers in. Set a timer for 15, and we'll wait.
Chef Francis,
yes.
What's your favorite thing to eat on Christmas?
Well, my sister's mashed potatoes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like, my mom makes homemade bread, and then my dad will make like the protein, like ham or whatever, and we just get that bread, throw the protein in. Holiday sandwich.
Yeah.
And here we got it, our holiday roasted vegetables. You know, the good thing about this is when you're plating it, you want the colors to pop. So always put it on a nice big white plate, spread the vegetables out, make sure you show all the color. For some added nutrition, I like to throw in some almighty microgreens that we get locally produced, throw that on top, just make it look nice and festive. Again, we want to make sure that the vegetables are cooked. This is a dish that kids are gonna eat. This is a dish that adults are gonna eat. Just making it a little bit, having a little bit of bite to it, but not too crunchy, is gonna make it very palatable for everybody. And there you got it. Shout outs to everybody at KOAM, everybody on Guam. From our families at the Boca Box, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #Instaguam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablon. I'm 26 years old and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful, they're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Slay Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
It's available in $20 books, okay? You guys need to read more. Get you some books. Books of Burger King gift certificates. It's also back here, BK's Italian Original Chicken Sandwich, available for a limited time only. We might have to call Rudy on that. Let us sample this Italian Original Chicken Sandwich, sir. What do you think, so we could better talk about how delicious and tasty it is? Burger King. Our friends proud to present Cover Me. It's also brought to you by Docomo Pacific on the link. Good morning.
Yeah, she only tweet for the clickbait. Doing lines trying to fix it. Had one too many intakes. Repeating all her mistakes. Getting drunk on a school night. Someone get her in the mood right now. More drugs than a food fight. And she's still so beautiful, like wow. Why do we fall for all of these crazy ones? Yeah. Said I would never, but maybe just maybe one. Yeah. I know that you're bad for my health. I know that I'm probably just tripping, but baby, you sending me mixed emotions, and still I be taking it, yeah. Somebody help me, I'm tripping on. Yeah. She a hot mess, and no one can clean it up. Yeah. I'm so in love with the social media, but she's so in love with the paraphernalia. She only tweet for the clickbait. Doing lines trying to fix it. Had one too many intakes. Repeating all her mistakes. Getting drunk on a school night. Someone get her in the mood right now. More drugs than a food fight. And she's still so beautiful, like wow. You probably heard this a million times before, but what you relying on all of this whitey for? Baby girl born in 1994. Like, what do you gotta be some stuff right before. All that I'm trying to say is I am just caring for you in a way that no one has ever dared to or ever cared to. Love you at any damn point in your life. All that I'm trying to say is we could get high every day and it wouldn't matter. Cause even if you gave me every reason to hate you, girl, I would still love you the same. Yeah, yeah, she only tweet for the clickbait. Doing lines trying to fixate. Had one too many intakes. Repeating all the mistakes. Getting drunk on a school night. Someone get her in the mood right now. More drugs than a food fight. And she's still so beautiful, like wow.
My favorite Christmas memory was probably a few years back. It was the very first time we were all together as a family. Usually we're not all in the same place, so when we are, it's a really special time of year.
Far away from home, but not from our hearts. The following special season's greetings from our troops overseas and around the world for you at home.
Buenos and half a day. My name is Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Stone, State Command Chief, Guam Air National Guard.
I'm Brigadier General Frenchie for Commander, Guam Air National Guard, and we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
And we'd also like to extend our gratitude and thanks to our community for their continued support of the Guam Air National Guard. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. I'm Colonel Tony Lujan, 254th Air Base Group Commander. Wishing everybody a wonderful holiday. We want to thank all of our members of the Air Base Group, along with their families, for all the support they've provided for us throughout the year.
And I'm Chief Master Sergeant Ron Caddigy. I wish everyone a wonderful and safe holiday season.
Buenos and half a day. I am PFC Borja. I am with JTF Task Force Medical here at ULG. I just want to give a great shout out to my family back in Georgia. I love you. And then especially my family here on Guam. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a very wondrous New Year's.
Off today from the Sergeant Major's Academy at Fort Bliss, Texas. We want to wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Off today, my name is Specialist Silvas. I wanted to give a shout out to my family in California and Saipan and to my other half. I wanted to wish you guys happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Wish you guys.
Off today, I'm Master Sergeant Escobar.
I'm Tech Sergeant Almaguera.
I'm Specialist Ferry. I'm Sergeant Mockness.
I'm Sergeant Makasaki.
We are the Joint Task Force Shield in support of COVID-19 response. Thank you to the people of Guam for your support and the honor to serve our island. Happy holidays!
These special season's greetings from our troops are brought to you locally by the station bringing families together, KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive. See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Chris and Sabrina with The Link. Here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
The late great Bokomo. 944.
Sounds a lot like Elvis on this.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. one thing I like about us every year, like clockwork, when we get Christmas, we get the Novena.
Yep. And you can actually, you and your family, your group, your people,
Your community.
can enjoy all 9 days of the Novena to the Christ Child. We've got it on all of our podcast platforms. So if you want to use it as audio, if you want to play it at work, when maybe you have your company Christmas party like we're going to do.
Yeah.
If you want to use the video format is phenomenal because you can put it up on a big screen TV, put it on your laptop. And
I got a projector.
Yeah, and we've got all of the words to follow along if you would like to say the Holy Rosary too.
That's awesome, Jay. Where can they get it?
It's on our YouTube channel right now. Just go to youtube.com/KUM News and then hit the playlist link. And we got a ton of playlists, but one of them says Novena to the Christ Child. Or if you want to get the audio version, you can download it, save it on your device, and enjoy it all year round. And just go to the KUM Podcast Network on any platform. Apple Podcasts.
There's
Spotify.
actually a lot of great podcasts on the KUM Podcast Network, Jay.
Yeah, including one by one of us in this room who did a rather intriguing podcast about the cannabis industry.
That's right, and it was only the first one of many, many to come. Having fun with it, and I want to get you on, different people. I don't expect you to partake of it, Jay. But
speaking of partake, how much of the cannabis did you partake of?
Of the cannabis, what we did was Senator Rogel did not want any. It was Will Sparkinson, Melker Metabusen, and myself. And we each rolled us up. I actually did the rolling. A big fatty. So one big fatty. But, this was the first episode. We're still getting used to it. And one of Lacey in the back was like, I didn't even see any snacks on your table. I mean, part of that was like, I'm trying to watch my blood sugar. But she had a good point. And so down the road, who knows? We'll do stuff with edibles. We're just going to have fun with it. You know what I mean? And it's good. The conversation always flows, There's that. Then we've got one with Grief, Kate Baltazar Dodge. She just recorded a couple of new episodes this week. So,
cool.
Or last week. So we'll be pumping those out.
Yeah, and then we've got Talks with Tassi. So Tassiata came on the show last week telling you about all the cool stuff she's doing and the way that she's broadening not only physical therapy, but exercise regimens for pregnant women, people that are post-operative.
Don't forget the glute camp, bro.
Yeah, and then the glute camp.
Single-handedly ensuring that Guam's dog ends are better. I mean, you think about it. Since that glute camp started, I've seen like an 18% increase in rear-facing photos on Instagram.
It's her duty to improve your booty.
It sure is. What does she say? She's on active booty.
Yeah.
946.
Ass with class.
So if you have big aspirations.
I know it's the holidays, but.
Yeah, but. Thank you, Jay. She's on Instagram. I know she's Custom Fitness. Also got an Instagram. So hit them up and you can register for the next thing that they got going on. Okay. Jay, have you been financially impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic? Be honest.
I am fortunate that I have not been impacted. KUM treats us, very, very well. And,
we kept working.
Yeah,
right?
and we're considered essential workers. But I have shared the information about the emergency rental assistance program.
Oh, that's crazy that you brought that up because I was just about to say.
Oh, what time?
Yeah, if you know anybody who's been financially impacted, and we're talking adversely, okay, not anybody who got rich during the pandemic. And they need help with rent and utilities. Well, the Department of Administration has undergoing right now the Guam Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and it provides federal funding to assist rental households impacted by the pandemic who aren't able to pay rent or utilities. I mean, Jay, this goes back to March 2020.
Yeah, this isn't just
last
60
week,
days, 90
right,
days, all the way back into when the pandemic started. You remember Sabrina and I did the very first live stream. Live from Civil Defense when Governor Leon Groh announced.
It was a Sunday, right?
It was a Sunday, Sunday afternoon, 6:38.
The guy knows the time and everything.
I'm as long as I live, I'm never going to forget that moment. But yeah, the pandemic.
You remember what we were thinking then? It was funny. I was talking to Eli, and he was saying that when the first couple of weeks, right, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, we kind of thought, maybe it's like a typhoon, but just a little bit longer. And at that point, with that press conference, I mean, even me, I was like, oh, okay, well, what now? Right? Nobody thought that we'd be sitting here basically 2 years later, right? Living like this. Nobody. And at the time, is that what you thought? What did you think? You went to that press conference. Did it really sink in, Jay?
I was just thinking about, I was like, well, what's right in front of me, like right now, as far as the moment. And it was, I mean, all of us pretty much had an idea that the governor was going to announce, an infection, singularly. She came out there and she goes, like, it's my unfortunate duty to report to you that that there are 3 infected coronavirus patients that came on a flight from the Philippines. Right. And, from the very first moment, everybody says, tell us where they live, where, what street, what village, and everything like that. And I mean, that was the thing. And of course, we said, you obviously can't do that. But yeah, I mean, it's, if you are just counting like the days and say, okay, it's, it's going to be over tomorrow. It's going to be over tomorrow.
Yeah,
you would have driven yourself crazy.
Totally. And so, going back to March, let's say, for example, you weren't able to pay the power, then it goes to arrears, but then you're keeping current and you've got those arrears. That's an example of someone who qualifies for this program, Jay.
Yeah.
The eligibility, we'll just go over it real quick. You have to have qualified for unemployment benefits or experienced a reduction in household income, incurred significant costs, or experienced other financial hardship due directly or indirectly to the pandemic. Okay? You can apply at doa.guam.gov, or you can email era@doa.guam.gov, or you can call 671, don't forget your area code, guys, 638-4518 or 4519. And process, they turn around applications within 5 days. And even if you were rejected previously, because this is like the 3rd round of this they've done, apply again, because they have widened the eligibility just a little bit. So maybe you'll be able to qualify for some of this assistance.
Yeah, try again.
Why not? 950.
We just do want to mention, for those of you who are either living in the central villages this morning of Sinanya, Hagatnya, or Orda Talampago, there is going to be a village vaccination clinic available for those villages today, starting at 2:30 until 6 in the evening. So please contact your village mayor's office if you would like to secure your spot. Again, Sinanya, Hagatnya, and Orda Talampago.
Thank you. 951, the show brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. Jay, before we go to break, is there availability for jabbing or anything with testing today?
If you want to get tested, best place would be to go, because it's a Tuesday, I believe in Alahan, the Southern Public Health Center is open for that. UOG, you can always go there for vaccinations, and for testing, you can go to... Should be open by now, because Teason opens at 8 until 12.
Nice. Thank you, my
Or
friend.
if you want to go to your private clinic, you can go to your private clinic and make an appointment there as well.
All right, 951, December 14th, Tuesday. We're back to close out the show after this. Good morning.
KUAM's multi-platform morning show. The Link just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM, on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape. We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Say hello to the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With Money Map, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals Track your progress and find your way to exactly where you want to be with Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Naglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Dokumu Pacific. Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during the link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss the link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Long lay the world in sin and never binding till he appeared, and his soul felt its worth. The thrill of
going to bring a video of my Christmas tree tomorrow. Cool. Did you do a Christmas tree? Not yet. Yeah, I might have messed up though, because we're doing this year. We're having 2 Christmases. Yeah, because I told you guys my daughter's in Germany, trying to avoid getting kidnapped by Nazis, and the rest of my kids are here. So we're gonna do like a mini Christmas on Christmas, and then big Christmas in January. Right. But I still feel like I want to cook because my little kids are like, we're not going to eat. No, I think I'm going to cook. That's what's happening. So I went out and got a tree, and now I'm hoping it will last all the way till January. We'll see. 9:59 Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Proud to present this episode of The Link, but it's gone now. It's over, guys. Sabrina Salas Mantonani is on leave for Jason, Salas, and Joe Sir, KUAM fam. Thank you so much for watching on KUAM TV. My name is Chris. This has been another episode of The Link. We'll leave you with this one here from Serena, Paige, and Zach. It's a great Live Local Fridays performance of The King classic Blue Christmas. Wahoo's Chris. Hasta. Adios.
I love a blue